enso enchekra no ye de ho nsem de na no e de ba nanumu ana make say eno a UEFA ekoye meeting no almost say proposal FIFA de aba ayaturi din e FIFA Forward Enterprise no as a kobani so china bi omukogituma ani aye competition bia FIFA enso beto organize na yade on betwo mo ho enso e de afima no so no I de munchemu nyina no e de e ba Real Madrid da sign player bi na a player be the sound common nyina no at the Abraham Curtis Jones it's not kind at the Liverpool yes so on so be likely obetimi every Liverpool na on so akwakusia kind the amatin fufro and also the one some at the Chelsea coach Xabi Alonso akwai interview no akasa at the afa Moses Caicedo and Moise Caicedo one and also the home common no at the damo our Jumadie no so and the club football na make us say CAF aje TNA stadium and so ajotum senyame aya adoma prelims ne de obama aya media makwan na omonso suoma kan awo takwa ne mpotamu a and so good news a efi takwa ene media manina enso akachia and so ebedi hu come of course commercial sana konsono as say make us also appointed David Obinyako as brands and partnership manager and so no Yami Adma obedi jumano ediama asante kotoko hands of for konsabo ha make us a house of a coach abedu Ghana ono so ba starting jumadi as the head coach edema a house of folk this and many more and na ati for ya tenasia ya bobo ansa semi nyina no a ye de ebremo abo eye jumadi no so na mom gise gabi tuam ka bi the 494 odian ekwam ne ba na enra titru UEFA meeting almost so koye ya almost say yenya kwaje eye FIFA Forward Enterprise ni tuma omo boycott World Cup no ye don't sim dina no and so etimi at the Abraham this many more insurance 4.5 yes so jumade na se de afia man nda ewia ye de afisam so no atom so Richard ni yes so jumade na se emfa emamo
nyame adom bibia boko na onso
nyame adom menso me ho eye pa afei yenhwe ayedwumadi a nem pese ana subject ana topic ane me pese me ne mo ene yetiefo nyina so no yedwendwene ho na yehwe se ho nsam no so no ebetimi akose na afei yenyabre ama etiefo so no etimi abem ni nyina no eye proposal a FIFA ye kasa sisi so ediato member association anim se enka nyintum na so tituma sika eno so betimi apiem no timi ediama member association na so no etimi ediabo ho ebra me part of proposal ben na me ka ho asem proposal no eye FIFA Forward Enterprise aye twanitia eka no FFE for short eno eye proposal me ka say FIFA enso etimi ediato table no so a say member association no so enhwe na endwendwene ho na proposal no ncheche mu nyina ne tenten ene ne tietie ena ne se FIFA se ne commercial no opese oton kakra minority stake at the outside investors na so no etimi de sika ne bewuram na sa sika na FIFA ebenya de afiri mu no omatimi ediama member association na according to the proposal FIFA say member association agituma FIFA sika omubenya no 4.2 billion dollars 4.2 billion dollars I don't know say omugituma eno ni sika sa minority stake na FIFA eton commercials ediama no so ebetimi enya na achediama members no enso eno enti eno proposal make say eno eda bama so a hwe nim se mpadimfo so no ebetimi atoa so na adwene ho na wo hwe the structural detail na say ena esitio also commercial right no broadcast sponsorship and after ticketing and then FIFA so opone ho kakra enye ni na 20% no nya sa 4.2 billion dollars no at the ama association members no now say nyame adom na sa proposal we member association egitumwa according to the proposal FIFA say per association be anti for example over Ghana ha Ghana Football Association say kobani say ye gitumu a Ghana Football Association kwa which is the GFA no kwa no ebenya $20 million and here the 2027-2030 say ye kwa anima 2031 to 2034 ebe say increase akọ $22 million yes kwa anima 2035 to 2038 and also sika no be say arise every 22 million akọ 24 million na chesa ade ne gitumu a sika put doso pro na member associations no so betimi enya na omo so no etimi ade abo omo ebra na sa proposal ebe to abontia na members ni bi asha say debi sa de FIFA ye no ade asem beba ochena bi na emu bi eye UEFA na CONCACAF now ewom say UEFA ye kasa sese omo ko emergency meeting na omo ko akwadwendweno no ma hwe say omo ko for ana against na before meeting the baba so kra no omo din kan henti say wo mu raising tia on person omo sa de atum no eye say first of football yenton omo football yenton the moment obema enipa bi omo nya into football aba eye football agudie nim no e kire say obema omo so nya influence ebedum maybe because no the sika ba waji the sika into oba catch us okay FIFA ai nan say kura mo world cup na mo boy 48 mo increase no because it cannot meet an adorso se na bia men so no ada eyeball any mileage na men so metimi enya na menya memfa so no men so metimi enya eno na UEFA say omo pene Emma, the outside investors at the musical program of football. These are some of the influencer. Sankofu ebenya na fe ebe high end calendar no any adiama bibiano and so akwako senti before. Omako emergency meeting no kra no. These are some of the issues UEFA and melu CONCACAF. Omo so ashasia omo areas ahonsam no eno no. Na before Josh meba mo honam so no mode manu atum asu say titi ye de ho ye Ghana for enti ye interest in the adwene ho se Ghana Football Association penifo se nyame ya adom na CAF nso ye nso ye hia na Europe e de kwa ye nkwaji ntum adna ma ye nkwaji ntum no eno ene ye discussions ano pay me pese ye nyina ye nso nya ewo eye dwumadie no enso na before kwa bebem no ma ye ntie eye FIFA president yewura eye Jean Infantino ebra ono nso no or church the FIFA Forward Enterprise proposal amonso ede aba aye abonteno enso emuno.
FFE is actually a proposal, an offer. It's part of a democratic process, a consultation process, and above all, it is an opportunity, but not an obligation. And as I said, it kicks off the consultation process. If and only if it is approved by the majority of our 211 member associations and the FIFA Council, it would be a FIFA-owned and controlled subsidiary consolidating FIFA's commercial and event operations. It would simply commercialize and organize all FIFA-owned competitions, along with sponsorship, broadcast licensing, a new venture for the benefit of FIFA's 211 member associations.
Okay. Enti Yera Infantino no say ade na oye ne se bi onyam fama no so atiase. Oye di ama de member association which is 211 no. Obi a benyam fa so say de member breakdown no. Ye say nyame ya adom na se dwumadie no the majority no etitum says our proposal we yenyem fantum na FIFA enter minority stake and from the outside investors Ghana yenkwa no yebenya $20 million and a day every proposal FIFA so no a day about Josh mamisha say free from the Ghanaian perspective yenkwa ne say yenkwa jintum ana say the way for no a consensus do omo kwa meeting about o ma sha say football no nya koton de man the outside world the pet obenya influence afi na be high in calendar no minim baby apeso odi e sha say the fibia.
Yeah, Rich, I like the fact say ubisame about the various perspectives, especially the African perspective, you know, as well as the UEFA perspective, because ushe situation we ye pana you realize that everybody is speaking from a certain angle. Rich, I think after the just ended World Cup, you know, se uhwe nyema ekoso in terms of how people patronized the World Cup. Even though say na ticket prices was 3 pound and boarding, but still we got the stadiums to be full. The very first World Cup, expanded World Cup, 3 nations are hosting. We saw how very successful it was. We saw so many things that were introduced. Oshe cooling break na Daniel say commercialization bisa na ye advert near the film.
And then Kala Ancelotti abechi was it I don't know affected Brazil national team no.
And so everybody has an angle to the argument. So what you say. But at the end of the day, your World Cup New Year no FIFA kotena say ehun say no, it looks like in terms of commercial viability there is a lot more we can do moving forward with a World Cup no, in terms of sika ebenye frame na o she profiter FIFA on one case declare say when you're in this particular World Cup historic and humongous. It was 3 years. So FIFA are coming from a certain angle say if we have been successful at hosting this World Cup in this very first expanded format, you had to call 48 teams, 3 countries hosting here now. Then we need to do more in terms of commercialization. Okay, it is to say Gianni Infantino say he's bringing a proposal into Mountain you. One case or enforce to be our council. He said it is a proposal. Now, good. What is the proposal? Or say, or person or introduce the FIFA Forward Enterprise to handle the commercial aspect of FIFA activities. Internal about licensing, commercialization, ticketing, broadcasting as well. But this entity now on be creating, he wants to give 20% of this company to a private equity investment firm. Senebeya private entity no. Enisika ebeba be share FIFA Forward Enterprise. So the FIFA Forward Enterprise in the total valuation is about $20 billion. It is a private equity no. Private equity investment company no ebeto 20% of that $20 billion there. It will result into a 4.2 billion investment into a FIFA Forward Enterprise. So this is the framework of FIFA Forward Enterprise now. Gianni Infantino person introduce you ewo eye FIFA omo nkomodiemu or omo organization ni.
Okay.
Now Rich, the thing is that why are UEFA pushing back? Let me say something for UEFA. UEFA for main concern through Alexander Sefrin or president no is that once you begin to introduce private equity investment into the game, you have crossed a certain line.
Women and influence.
No, there will be a certain influence on the game where those who have invested their monies no. Obeka say me the Mexican koshe company intino near a wasa men sumi ye misika enko kem na menya profit bebre efri mu no is what I will introduce for it to be done in the game. The reason why this is a very different conversation from a Africa perspective nene say one of the things I here as African to improve our game is sikasisia. We need heavy investment into our game. Into Rich say Gianni Infantino say ujitu mupe there's an upfront money of a year 20 million.
That is 2027
to 2030 cycle. No, there's a pool of which every 211 member associations no obia binya $20 million there. Rich, you and I know that Ghana we need that money.
Yes,
says it can for our development in football.
Imagine you 20 million.
Pitches,
training
grounds, coach football. In some way, you will have most of the times that they be eating come say Ghana, your football is say yo, yes, we would have gotten at least ×2 of what we already receive. Rich, another thing, and they say, Gianni Infantino say, once you accept this, moving forward, there's another program I offer, FIFA Fast Forward program, and also will give every member association another $20 million into the Kabuma. That is approaching $40 million. Every member association. So this is the proposal, but UEFA and so ejina baby fufro, and their disappointment is not even stemming from this particular situation alone. The understanding is that Gianni Infantino ni post channel or the government FIFA at this point now, he is being run, or even say he's colluding with a couple of people to run FIFA the way he on one Kasan Peno. Because in Comodian Winano, when I see a speculated venture capitalist private equity venture capitalist or 20% stake in FIFA Forward Enterprise no reportedly
is it a Donald Trump
and Donald Trump bow Donald Trump his son-in-law it is Donald Trump neba Ivanka neba ba Ivanka
okay
Bema or Warren no aye friend Jared Kushner or he is one of the elders of that Thrive Capital. A company reportedly Omoba Beji 20% stake in FIFA Forward Enterprise.
And as I say, Donald Trump in a relationship with
Gianni Infantino. The Alexander Sefrin Bufu Krane say during the World Cup, that red card following Balogun Enyaye USA any Bosnia and Herzegovina boy, you know. The way that red card was overturned. Na ayade bakwa Alexander Sefrin ni bufu pa. For which reason he raised concerns, and secondly he boycotted the final. So that beef is already there. That reservation is already there. That anger is already there. UEFA for they have made it very, very clear. It is as it stands now. No, it is to them UEFA. No, they see it as something that say omojitu mupe. It means the soul of the game is being sold, because then you allow people who may not necessarily be football enthusiasts or emotional football, but because of Saudi the Sikabesha company, no, they will find a way to influence the game, and it will go against the way football must be run.
Especially with our football calendar, because expansion near the Enibema date you hold my CSS Sanonia day and a basana. Am I in calendar and now affect the
influence will be there into investors because okay into calendar way if I say competitions may no air backlash yes okay you way feel because a Canadian shame
sure
so if you have commercialized the game, that is the problem.
Yes, but say
so those conversations will be there and obia pese the interest no will be met. So this is the problem. But Rich, another thing now. A man for before they don't want to accept this whole initiative, and they say there was a meeting before the FIFA World Cup final between Argentina and Spain. Gianni Infantino and the association presidents Omushiaye. There was no conversation of this whatsoever. Oman kan wasembia. Intika o person ke yejitu mudia. You would have started that conversation in that meeting. Oh, Ebia.
There's a proposal.
There's a proposal.
To me,
good. In the interest of preserving the integrity of the game, in at least that would have sent a certain message to our member associations for say there's this interest, even though it has not been clearly written out. Gianni Infantino wamana clear. So because of how successful the World Cup has been, in the future. One can want them nothing at all, and after say all the FIFA Forward Enterprise assembly he has now given a deadline. Say all federations, all the 211 member associations no must accept before a certain date. After which, then it means that if it collapses, it collapses. If it doesn't, then they will move forward with the initiative, and what benefit you will get your share. As it stands now, Rich, CAF and Kasaye, Inti almost so meeting to decide what they will do. UEFA said they be that. But the thing is that Rich, now UEFA are saying that they have reservations about this. And if so be the case, there's a possibility say UEFA for boycott future World Cups. Can you imagine a World Cup without UEFA? It is not going to be possible, Rich.
Is it CONCACAF and AFC? Part of it.
So you look at FIFA, say sometimes there's no smoke without fire, Rich. And when there are reservations like this, sometimes you want to argue it from both sides. Meaning, Africa would want to get some of these investments. Because look at the development of the sports on the continent, Rich. It is nothing to write home about. And yet, says Ghana, a country like Ghana, if we decide to utilize that money very well, there will be good development. But look at the other side, Rich. Saudi Arabia will host the World Cup in 2030. There was no competitive bidding process for that. Why is Saudi Arabia hosting? Look at how, even in the time past, in summer you're raising about FIFA and how they were running their sport. Ekoba says Blatter now resigning here, and there was a turnover in FIFA where we thought that moving forward there will be a transparent process to maintain the integrity of the game. But fast forward, Akoya said Gianni Infantino, he wants to try and then push it down the necks with the introduction of money as an incentive. Ebanesa, Debiano say this discussion with Nima. It means whatever FIFA says, then you have to do it because they have presented money to you. But that cannot be the direction. And if you ask me, Rich, it is difficult to decide. But Nyetieni say, I would have really expected Gianni Infantino to go and sit down with Alexander Seferin. Because even though you have some of the biggest blocks in your favor in CAF, you are sure that definitely because of the support for sports on the continent, they will always support you. Now, Gianni Infantino will buy one of the biggest blocks that have benefited from his administration, CAF. And that support is always there. But if you don't get the support of UEFA knows 40 billion, but you need to be able to sit down with him and convince them. What is the process to start that FIFA for it enterprise? And your Montana say they are the most influential of the whole blocks. The member associations, you UEFA have the most influence. So sit down with them, meet with them, have a certain understanding with them. Then when you get that sorted out, you don't have a problem with
so Argentina say UEFA so feel so part of the I didn't say a proposal. And it's also feel say near clearly you don't understand certain things. And only FIFA so continue say. Then maybe after the explanation of the money had no. Most you okay with whatever most and sana later on whatever a EBA concerns be about to reason. Most to be reason.
UEFA their concerns are that FIFA for enterprise now there has been a build-up of integrity issues in FIFA.
Okay.
As I say no, baby akoduno insem. And what they will do is that they will state vehemently say we will not agree with what you are doing, Gianni Infantino, because akwai say Jawa they be an dia wo penu and awoye. And it doesn't look like any form of.
I propose here Dabamasui.
First of all, UEFA a bedroom maybe Gianni Infantino as the FIFA president. A well documented. And FISA issue him by. And for some years now, UEFA as a block of FIFA, Omo Haide said they don't like Gianni Infantino as a FIFA president. Now, because UEFA, Europe, not rich, Omona eba football hun sensem a omoya akandifo ni ntino say one way they will influence a lot of your thoughts about FIFA politics for you to sway way. Because in Semibai, where will you read your most trusted articles to know what is happening from? You read it from England. So when reading it from BBC, you read it from Sky, and you read it from their Athletic and Amewa. So we will be our French, you read it from L'Equipe. Omuni na so write-ups no. Influenced by the UEFA region and what they believe in. Yempe yani Infantino asem. Only the FIFA seni epeno. Wa open FIFA doors no too wide open for other people to come in dodo. Enti ye feeling no. It is well documented. Now, let me give you an understanding of what Gianni Infantino is proposing. A film recently, see a Kobo World Cup. Rich, Yenton TV right. See a ton. Yenton partners licensing. Yeton. Yenton tickets. Yeton. Enti Gianni Infantino say, per FIFA na advisors are JP Morgan kahun, Open Economics kahun, any consultants are money omu ye adwuma on the financial and commercial aspect of FIFA. Abeka chio ono any mpanyimfo say, look, sa commercial aspect of World Cup na yankasa ne ye no. Si ekase ye bie akonya ato na companies are omu sika embra as partners to deal with the commercial aspect of your World Cup na ebia ye betimi nya sika bebre de afrimu enti mo ya adwene nko. Now what FIFA is proposing is okay, se sadia ene ye ti company of FIFA mu na company no you friend the FIFA Forward Enterprise, a company within FIFA. FIFA company, FIFA Nidia. Yet a company now. 80% shares of the company belongs to Yen FIFA. Na sani ebeya ebetimi abia yakonyama investors do musika abashe muntino. Ni aton 20% stake of sa company no. Ni ye dia law investors na omudo musika ababe ra company nimu. So omudo musika be ra company nimu a. Since 2016, your FIFA Forward project member associations apply ba na omache project on beso omo ye ewo omo football mu ewo omo country na FIFA omo sika na omo de aye enti sa FIFA Forward project no already no ye masika wo ho empempren sika member association betinya age within 4 years is around $8 million. And ye sa FIFA Forward project no see it me 20%. Oh, TikTok handle. Also bet me atwani etano et my tikadika de diamanti yanyaba na yangati the soul rumble as usual transfer no yebenya tamama fema with the transfer stories padetia no so akona Madrid akwa say another player munchedi V Madrid akwa say another player na medesan kobana adi na Arsenal for na mubisa Arsenal stories ema pato menya kakra chasa medi premena no pebeta abwade sasem na yanko Netherlands yanko din koba kakra e wata Orient na yawedia ene mane di aba ansort reporter mensaka esa jasu okọ the Dutch national team wabaka ansort san komna me fadwuma no na onfa enye emfa emo man bata yase adwuma no wabedi mo pay pa no wase da bi omunya abotra wonya anya ready for a national summit na why na do so person otena Europe kakra ansa na bi obetake decision say bi obefa national team bia wetima fanti reporter
reporter Mensaka as a former Liverpool woman head coach and Ano Daya Wabupamona Antonia Rola Ababadia Jumano Ukon Netherlands the Jumano at the man Nasra Timno Opeso Munya Betina Fabano and your reporter Mensaka Ewa Jumedia and a Pamika to the Jamana Yasid Aya the Royal Federation and also Spain woman in Kobaka Kwadiabam now Spain for that as Nano Danomatis a FIFA as investigations as investigations of FIFA as a senior branch of the Pablo Gabi at a sonum Aya Barcelona player Ubeka Nano da Yabo World Cup Nivia woman Argentina Spain Argentina Yabo fine and Nivia and one sent to Kaka Krapaye Nasanto Kano Spain Bani the Pablo Gavi now Kodana Casanto Kano and not the FIFA release woman the Basso Massa Aya proceedings as so more said Boacobaso be investigation here now Bob Branton will make man 1 match air ban and another reporter met here sir and they say the Royal Football Federation as I say woman so my prepare or my pew card at all and the Abasa Jikungro now Branton me or my so man 1 match banner Yasom Bear PD a decision and a reporter a few Spain and the Abba Ewo Jumedia Swa and then Anope me catch the Yamana Mama Minko FIFA Naja is there or Nyanam Huapaso a FIFA Infantino he said or Jenhumi Nayapam and your baby Abafabia Infantino baby Abafabia Infantino na another me baba catch us ukoko piema and kofe yaso ma ha se wom so mbeko meeting and team anwa ana uhema dia England ana afe ahudo ni nyina no wom so aya se wom beko ayo mu meeting na ni nyina no anso aya UEFA meeting atasa no so eba so UEFA for wi mu meeting na jomedi aba bonte asasa Infantino ansesa na adwene no yesesa wo musika sam no obeha kwakoton maja pade ri bidia in fact wo say papa na ne o montwe ma no kwa eba no world cup wo so mo be boycott anya de so mo no ebeko world cup biem and this FIFA anya no world cup wo mo UEFA wo mo amanya wo mo UEFA mo nyina chese anya de se wo mo de UEFA competition bia no wo be de tie biem entade reporter eno so eba ye wie ya bebe kwansi ye gogote ya se konka kamfo no enso adi release ni ade at the body statement abasa sesana no so ekodia eno mo so eta ayade se UEFA for etie pa ayade so mu konkakaf wo mu kam obi atese de we ania mesi konom wo mu so tatire anya de so mbeboa ama FIFA Gianni Infantino akwakoton so wo mu sabra ne sam eno konkoda ya babati ya just the Asian Football Federation ya from AFC for no wo mu so babonten at the release at the abasa Saudi FIFA person mo ye no eno so anya de so mbeti FIFA se enti omokata FIFA se eni omunyina kasedi anya de so omutiase edi amajani Infantino eni FIFA na tase eni womunso sa womu package kakra no womunso atima kwa koto eni ya reporter aba ewe dwumade so ene anopa ye ketire adama na sansam ne babeto no ani aba bibrem ha once oba bibrem ha ayade asa CAF enyan kasaye emfanfa ne ekoso nyina no ho na emom ne Comoros na yakwakwadi nkoba kakra Comoros president anwa kasa ediafasa FIFA forward enterprise no ho na opayini se Janka Mobi Ancha so uba Comorosa womu sponsorship ba kupom wo eno anso Comoros Telecom na sa Comoros Telecom no sika kakra bi no modema Comoros womu su fidresi no enti nkoba ya ya efa FIFA enterprise wi sanko owo Europa anko no Said Ali Said anya de sanko bekasa ade fa sa asem we ho bedaja wo ba be piem wa bibire ha na Comoros ma no ano no nso da no ozebo wo ka Mobi Ancha se ade de onka se yemmongu anase ebia yanjitum emom na se amani nyina tena se no omodwene wansa na decision bi wo ha wo monso Comoros ma no mathematics what example ya se we are man from West Comedy yom football no ba Comoros o mo ni skasa o se woko Morocco for enya skasa tam ana o mo di djuma bara wo ba Comoros wo mo se infrastructures eni ade nyina wo mo ni bi enti nyame anim ne se Infantino baba kasa wo di bibi ba betimi aboa ama federation no wo mo so etime nya ska ade enti no mfa ne hunyim na mam no wo so mpese obeka se yante ase anase yemongu emom no wase so motina se na fa mu take decision no mo hwe asem ni mu ye din the way besi afaso aboa entane enkoba kakwa so pain no ade tutwa ewo dwumade so ene anopa ye krete dia ma wo wi apepepe na me call Mexico na Mexico Federation no so the release ade ababontem wo mu statement aya woman to say Konkakaf say woman see the statement about one so omota UEFA fueti but Mexico first one the omonka statement no omonka Konkakaf woman release no the babo and today say on the 28th of July under FIFA I said that sending woman message any to notify me say John Peso mu yenie wo mo dwene ho say wo mo nyamfa o manu die emfa ma aye FIFA and this ade bete na federation ne ba bonte Konkakaf ba bonte aba be ka say wo mo nyina age atuma mpato Mexico for so mo de mo nka ho afi ana mo ba be hwem no mo so take o mo decision ada so mo go for ana so mo go aye for against ade yankoba kakwa so ajam aba e wo dwumadi so ene ana pay me ke tire dem now ma me nko Carlos Enrique na do na friend Casemiro where player at the Mapfeso me bato any baby osia kan no e team and the Inter Miami Major League Soccer aho ana brante na akwakopie after so osia kan e de Madrid oba be Manchester United aduma kakra any Inter Miami e ona brante do and ye be say decision no e ba na say na Inter Miami na ya arrive ana so yanka mo bianta ya say offense ni de bebre bae na woko e team Saudi ebi e peniye pankaka Italian clubs no dodo na by better na officer so be ball in na Messi ama Messi team crew and to do kam obi ata say Messi nti ana oba Inter Miami wo say Messi aduma na onyanwe ye and to no so ade ni nimdie kakra ne bobo ne kakra de baba Calio na Messi na fe Messi atimi atin crew ye and your report and pato Carlos Enrique Casemiro ade aba e wo dwumadie so ma yanko ayaba ye ne me kodi nkoma kakra all honors ade nkoma kakra de atutwa na papa ne say Yanka mo bianta say Abraham Madrid ebeka say omope Michael Olise no so osere ene wotu ni tiwiem ana osere ya ana ebisa say die ntina so no say na somebody the form ho yesere na impo asase so ye kanipa ba ko weska ye pa aye oko aye China wo mo emperor ata so no ho osimpo say Chinese emperor wono kwa ba anya de say wono wo be ja brant na manakom na say anya Michael Olise nkwa wo ka mo biata say Louis Jackson so ka hom enti say no anasa edi clubs awdo na sase se wo mo so abobo edi ba Louis Diaz so ene oka to mo masa akoda no yanton no ana Michael Olise yanton no imposa China ay emperor akra wanton na mfa na ma no wan biem ana obebo mani mo major player bi edi na man ye so oye ye misa se Hurricane wo so ni situation akwa kosi se woni Hurricane edi nkoma na ana so nyame anim no kra ya ba ko pe wo no personally One Hurricane any nkomo nemo no nim so o masen komodi ase ataza Hurricane ne nkomo wadidi chaza Hurricane ani tie pam e wo Bayern Munich boboko no ente no ya de ba kwa wono so eka ho asem eno aye reporter eta ene anope no meka tire adama na mo ma menko Galatasaray menko Turkey kakra na mo baka a eno ada me baba ka to se Fenerbahce wo makwa kodi nkomo se o mo pe Rafael Leao update amen sakane eno na ya so mo to ho na galafo Fraya anom kate aye team and dedi esme say nyame anim na kodan de wo mu hia ni ye pa enti personal terms wo mo enso agree reporter men say ka say akaki to bi na tata wo metima reach agreement wo say won bazo mo ye bibia fast sane be fena about it emfatire enkonko fa Rafael Yao ene ya Galatasaray reporter eba e wo dwumadi so na Liverpool fo munue na de eba no mo ahwe ya ebia de 2 Madrid tabo me de adwuma no ma Zabi Alonso no ane avelo abalua no wanwe ya ebi na eba betomo me pato Liverpool head coach Anthony Ariola na enoada mo hwa de wo screen so no swap enoada yase ekake toa bi anka branta ne de Curtis Jones ana Constantino Tsimikas anka omedi sieni atasa anya asem ketwa yase Jeremy Frimpong ana taso odon tokana no yase enoa de sia yase wo mso obi nim de abae you say 2 players no Curtis Jones and Constantino Tsimikas wamu kasa deba wame wana sa Tsimikas and ne amba ne body sa wa you know they are sure pa and to my journey was Chris no mube usaja and yaman koye kra and so was Chris no so and ti yasa adiane yasa no abranta ni dey Curtis Jones and ya make us ordinansa at Constantino Tsimikas so and to move the right side me was Tsimikas bisa za masa na me my head I do sata time so sa masa ni wa fe ni mi o masa wo small boy afekwa na wo pelom bia kona dia wo ye no hweniye enti yase Jeremy Frampton ana tese okodu tuntukwana no ene ye de Liverpool akate e di ebenti se mokote se Liverpool dressing room hoye chaotic ase na dia ni sase afi so man head anya liter bia o field ne so a momo sala nso na ekoi enti utimi se ta nanka Jordan Henderson mu na ebe ya aduma no e bia this of Van Dijk etimi step up here pa no so body calmness e de batum na ye de Liverpool akate eba e wotuma de su ne mame ko we section wonu ye goalkeeper Adema Basoda mindia koda no nkoba kakra na amanfo ko bisa nze opanyi wanyini decision ben na we take ya INT ene ugusu Basoda woso be second choice goalkeeper even kwa oko third so oko fourth we said any problem we okay and also ade ni sad decision no man ravia on that sad decision no ayo wonu ankasa ana fe Hans Flick wa mumu yenu ana chaso mu ko muti pom ho ema adwuma ne wo ya jama Basoda boboko no na wasi sad decision you take here no personally ayo no ankasa esa so he na ho ade na so na football no goalkeeping kakra wom enya de se ne nyina kosa ento betima ya adwuma no edema Basoda dia why not adenti ano man at time so betimi aboma Basoda no se wo gidi ye paso betimi aboma Basoda etima kwananim eni nti no deki decision say obasa ye counter the sense edema Basoda boboko no na ensentrofo wie no mbisa say UEFA Champions League ana pesa wo gini nkane this season na trophy ni mi no jaina nka onya ope ani league no so masa league no hiane nkaneo because league no bema momentum esanse league na ankasa ya dia wo bona ankasa na ahono obi ara osa the Spanish league no betimi atem and yakoba wo so akwaji UEFA Champions League went to manji La Liga France na so a one we section wo hu ne say ade no waye ni ye wuji league ni wia ansa na wadwen so betimi agi UEFA Champions League and to no wose ade hiane nkane Barcelona ya say Barca ebetimi agi La Liga e dia so mena so wo mu wie na France ahoɔden no edu so betima de the European competition and so betima kwakwaje na UEFA Champions League no ade nkɔba kakwa so a abranta de the research section ade eba e wodwumadi so na ma men kɔ Madrid na no da ya Madrid se nkɔma wi ase entire akoda ne din ade Carlos SP wono ye player adi ama team and the di Judy Levante ona tase akuda ne ewo 21 years na akuda we wanya ni ase ball pa akuda we wonim ball bruta na yase 66 matches our ball adi ama Levante boboko no wasa 20 goals adi ama Levante and 20 miss ball no ni play pa na was started matches mako 13 matches akuda ne start here no we say 11 goals and he mad the phone we am say Radi SP akuda we obepoa ama team na team akwaye pan eho an yase Madrid yase Jose Mourinho ankasa ana kata Madrid force wo mon konkofa branch de DSP emfa emromo na Carlos SP enso ban reporter men second ayase siko mutua no 25 million euros per 25 million euros ano mutua de ama Levante na koda no so atima pam ene akoda no so enya babaka already players Madrid edi cancel mo mema refisa o ma sign ayo panyin Jose Quadrada o ma sign edi makukura ya ba wo mudi Bernardo Silva ba wo mudi Ibrahima Konate wo mudi Dado Dumfries aba ana Carlos SP ababaka ho afi o mutwa Yan Jamande ana mutwa Rodrigo Cascante Rodri etu edi ababaka ho na enkoba kakwa mensaka yase yasa branta de dia de Hendrick efi say isa na attacking no toto na about too much akoda ne fi say the way near Messi you know say impo Madrid and can't so nkolo da so on gazati as a loan so because since Madrid players no more sense no akoda ne fi say M1 already on ankasa one said any time kakra ho na ene Madrid asasa sense ne de one no Hendrick no one pe ba bi pa fam ade ade be ha dwene ye pa ene ya jamen sanka na yase se Rodri beba ade se Madrid ɛtɔn kakra ade sɛ Madrid tɔn kakra na Rodri ɛtima bam ɛno na ama Rodri ne jiw no edile kakra ɛne yɛ reporter mensa kam na yɛse the last 6 seasons nie wopɛ team baako ɔmanya sika yie paa ɛyɛ Madrid yɛse wohɛ Madrid the last 6 seasons academy players a Madrid atɔn no ɛyɛ 444 million euros 444 million euros that be 440 million euros rather mpatɔ 440 million euros ɛno ɛyɛ sika yɛse Madrid from the last 6 seasons ɛnso ɛba nkoda Madrid atɔn no sika Madrid ɛnya no nkɔmani nie na mamenko ayɛ Piero Hincapie wɔne yɛ player ɛde ma Arsenal bɔbɔkɔ no na Piero Hincapie ana ɛno adansɛntɔ 14 no mbisa no sɛ woba Arsenal no wohu Mikel Arteta sɛ no sɛ na mete Mikel Arteta no ɔyɛ coach wɔyɛ coach papa no woba ayɛ team no ma na wo sampa saa team ani gyina de ayɛ Arsenal wɔn mu team yie paa ɛsan sɛ boys no wɔn yɛ ade papa ɛnema nyinaa kɔyɛ ɛnso ɛde ma wɔn ɛntɔn deɛ wɔka ma obi ataya sɛ wɔtɔ panya ne tin ɛde Mikel Arteta woyi ne coach no onim adwuma no ho a wɔse papa no ɛba no sɛ nipa ɛntem nkitahudi a wɔyɛ good pa ɛno na Abraham players a wɔn Arsenal ne nyinaa wɔn ani gye ɛsan sɛ wɔn feel very bored ɛsan sɛ deɛ wɔbɛyɛ bia no supporto ɛnkoyɛ wakato adeɛ ne yɛyɛ ne sɛ na ɛbɛboa wɔse ɔno ana aboa no ama Piero Hincapie ɛnneɛma kɔyɛ ɛde ma no ɛnso wɔ Arsenal ne yɛ reporter ɛba ɛwɔ dwumadie so reporter mensa kanie yɛse update ne nyinaa ɛbobɔ ɛde ba na ɔnsɛ abranta ne din ɛde Curtis Jones nanka ɛyɛsɛ wɔtwan ne Inter yɛse Interfo sika na ɔmde kɔ Liverpool de so Liverpool fɔ kɔyɛ ɔmse 35 ɛyɛ million euros ɛne yɛ skom bɛtumi atua ana Liverpool fɔ sɛ kaatefo Jamamoda hakoda wei ɔnyɛ player yɛde boɔ kuma aba o enti mobɛpɛ boɔ kɛsɛ de aba monkɔ na momna biamani nti ana abranta ne din tew no ɛno nso bɛsi nɛ ɛnya nso ɛntimi finalize yɛ na moma me Chelsea na mini Chelsea won koba kakra Chelsea new head coach Xabi Alonso akasa me pato from Xabi Alonso me say oya ne clear say oba Chelsea the face of Chelsea me say Abranta ni deli Kopama but munche ni the face of Chelsea reporter men say kan any de akosu okoban any ne atuto dwan na the face Abranta ni deli Kopama esa say Xabi Alonso asema wakan ana mama fo nyina adwen say da bi papa no me say ade na was it Kopama wano Babe the leader. Our park and so the match Chelsea was it Kopama is going to be the leader on the pitch. And the idea so me be a Kopama. A bit to me I am fully fit no was it Chelsea training. Come first prepare. I'm a Branton at my full fit. Nothing to say Kopama si park and also no bobo at my bunny at your boy Chelsea. One a bit taking the dominance into so many be a proper woman the clear planner. A bit to my bomber Kopama so Jomope at the far Branton more park and also about the Chelsea Bokema. We met him and your report and pato opinion ni daddy Xabi Alonso adi etuta na owie apepepe ani ebisa say Nicolas Jackson and so aba na won say no so Jackson do a player and Jackson aba why not me players ni na me video player and Jackson aba wo na me aduma ekoya fine na ye nyina etima to so Moses Casado so aba wase Casado so na ni atie pa say Moses so aba wase wo basi say midfielder say wo wiase mu am wontimi nkan ko no say na enum a won fa branch the team ati aya Moses Casado enka ho enti after international break sir kai swaba wa ba be boa match sir tiusu team no edema so tima koye diama etos wo so pa branch na sem yepa wo fidia branch no wo bia dem de way Moses Casado ne boss team ade enkoba kakwan so Xabi Alonso ade tuta another Kopama ekasa na Kopama asam no aya sere kakra mo be care last season entokwa ba ko e ba ya pa no aya Morgan Rogers ade Kopama Bato se Kopama se kwa sa semina Kopama no ube so ordinance no mienu aka gunibo sa na sa what wa we no me pato edo na Kopama se go obi a oye na okọ asomfia last season so na branch ni dinadi Morgan Rogers so se kwa the same celebration and no so no difference kakra wo mini abrante ne de Morgan Rogers de no ne nsa no ka gu ne bosa aya no de ne nsa ne nyina no baako ayese de ekɔ na beto kakra no ɛho na ya watade so ana kopama nso ekɔ na beto sa no ɛho na kopama nso ɛde so ana ba beto do asɛ Morgan Rogers say kopama awia ne celebration kopama nso sɛ Morgan Rogers awia ne celebration ama kopama kwa de wakɔ trademark sɛ obi a wo bɛyɛ sa celebration bi a contempt etimi ɛso copyright etimi tom yɛn na no ada wo mbisa kopama sɛ sisi no celebrations na ne mbɛyɛ de dan sɛ bumi no obi asɛ gwa ade so yɛ no sɛ de atanse sɛ abrante ne de ɛyɛ Morgan Rogers nim no sɛ go na so celebrate mi celebration na nyame anim ne akora mɛma no ho atene pa kopama kawia no so ɔsidiem ana ɔso da bi we de wa battles ntemi ni asɛm bi aka he so a Chelsea player enti yɛ nyina yɛ sɛ gwa yɛ nyina bɛ celebrate dia bom ɛne yɛ seseme na ɛne yɛ de kopama nso ɛde tutwa ɛno ada ɛne adɔpɛ yɛ katre ɛnso ɛde ama na minim dia ɛsi dia munya buteo sa na PSG modi o Lucas Chevalier ɛne mokɔ ne yɛ pamomo na mokɔ ne yɛ pamomo ewiate na moto akoda de ne bae modi akoda bae a mo se wanya de Chevalier kra nya de ente ne seven of na modi na three goal post room na ɛno ada kwabna wonim say the fifth time o makɔ mu na akɔsa wɔn pɛ abranta ne de Maglis approach ɛno ada yɛsi wɔn timi wie ɛyɛ 50 million package anoma ntimi de nya abranta no yɛsi the fifth time wɔn kɔ first one kɔ Francis Kanisa second one is one third one is one fourth one is one ɛno ada na wɔn de 50 million kɔ na wɔn say hey afi na mo kasa afi abranta no yɛ mo de ambetimi de abranta na kɔ enti yɛsɛ aka official announcement ebeba say PSG enso enya asan the small boy Magnis Akrocha no yen koba kakran so a mensa kan ewo dwumade so kwabna mame nko panya ne dia de roja ayatsemt akate na menko din koba kakra once Pep Guardiola gono na okọ Red Bull na oye global head of soccer adima Red Bull wamuso franchise no na kwabna yase sisi after singing club ekodi Germany aduma na atompan Roger attempt na sisi no aduma na omede ma no wamuso omede ma ne wi a openya ne dina de flowing schools wamuso ana omoma ne global head of commercial no metima ya aduma na adama Red Bull wamu franchise no enkoba kakra ne na ma me Argentina na me mam the most expensive Argentine transfer of all time me pato me the 5 pe ana de ma matire minyabra dia kan ma ba be katere adama kwabra nim sa Enzo Fernandez na gusu alidi Tama Oba Chelsea no 121 million euros. The Johnny Chelsea no any Argentina player ne boy dinye pa atase yetimi atono na ene abranta de Gonzalo Higuain and so 22 fe no ono so na 90 million euros and he score the tono and of Julian Alvarez and so Atletico Madrid no na 75 million euros and no escape remo afe abranta de Heart Maria and so Johnny Manchester United no and also 75 million euros and of Nico Pass akodaya small boy wo fi Madrid and so Eko no one so ni 66 million euros team wamuzi and players are yatomo Argentina football career mu ina no and so ana jeso ogusu one so elite na asembiaba kwabna asema ba ya se enkofa be akwa report Barcelona se womadwia ene omu player edi nkobo enti womode akwa dan the Spanish Royal Federation se womu hwehwemu mfama omo na sankrofo no ebo mu a womu ntwoma so na enwan ma ya se Barcelona fo kwabna Barca fo obeka time omo pe Nico Williams no Athletic Club Bilbao the same thing editia Barcelona yase no adam ana Atletico Madrid Eco Federation office so mbabelo di complain be no mo babe ya o mo se o mo nsa se no mo nye investigation na Barcelona for afa kuntina se eno mo player o ya under contract adi nkomo wa abra mo team Atletico Madrid enya we wo mo player ni dia de Julian Alvarez ento mbabe bo F4 na mane se wo mo yutwe mfama mo kwabna reporter men se ka se yesu F no atu investigator atas onu edia seminati no hwehwem se koma se ebi aseminati mi bo Barcelona dia ene na dami sa so twem ebekọ jama Barcelona se wo mo ne banta de tina de Julian Alvarez akwa kasa without say team and the Atletico Madrid mu go ahead any reporter men se kam wo dwumade so na no pe no me gina so na fe yade nkrofo ma so nsem nyina edi asi wo so no so enti abusia mpato ma yemfansia yenya kwanya na yentoa de aka nyina so ntino kwabena se bibie ni wode a ene yenya edi essential 104
news ban say senior advisor at FIFA presidency Carlos A. Cordero also resign. According to opinion, also press and answer say ban.
So too much.
I didn't too much. Also they say UEFA, AFC,
and
CONCACAF. Umunina say sa aye proposal no. Omun jintum.
This year train come born Africa for.
And it looked like come born. Say
yeah, no coming
board. No coming board. Yeah, I put.
Yeah, I pay.
Yes,
Auntie, at the end, I don't know.
Auntie,
okay.
I'm expect to say the Bejatum. Auntie, that is the news, and so. But I don't know. Barcelona. Omo. A move on the Coco Fabranti. Julian Alvarez. I chadodo.
Sir, this year no report. Quan yes and trauma. Atletico fans say.
Yes, a transfer na too much. Because transfer player na kasa tunu to say obekodi. I think Senka by now no. Omotimi ewie that transfer, but anyway, ani na stories are ye de ebremo abo ejumedi no sunti enra. That is the update no so ba UEFA kwa meeting no. Almost say football people no, and I mean can say the associate members no so munim na omukwaje that proposal no etumudia ene omo UEFA that chan come bia no UEFA competition bia mbo yomo afimu including at the FIFA World Cup enti eno nsema odo a eba awo dwumade no so insure 104.5 transfer choice bebre wa ha na ena Friday no pese yen say transfer bia obasa wote ho latest update and out to update no obetimi do message no afa Facebook in 104.5 FM na yaka ho asem e dia ma bia transfer bi o ha na say wote ho asem ache open update obetimi e dia afa Facebook and YouTube na yakenkan enso etimi e di about na me emfa sara fama Kindeb investment omo ene de Campbell natural selection charge on the diaba dwaso me pa to kodware semna bi na atense bi ama okala no so skin no bibia e wo ha amsro eno no so benya Camel natural selection charge on bi na onso etimi e de adware be ma okala no atoso fe na okala no etimi feye e ban 6 favorites e mu bia beto bia na sham ene frewuru enso kamantim so unya bi na odigware a beboa wie pa ama okala no etimi fese nyame adom fd agiatum say the free Europe abrochimem ena ade baaye de uwrem e cosmetic shop bia also ope Campbell natural selection charger na onso wetimi edibi edware na bibia na koye edi ama 0243 744855 eno number me pacho office sia Kindeb investment number no na ono mo edi enkomo Jumia Ghana apa o download bi e wo phone so na o download your phone so a etie for the ten say bibia pesa o turn online bia oko Jumia e bi e wo sisia me no e ka say se e bia wo perfume bi so wachina onya bi oko Jumia sisia ya o me se perfume bi o wiase bia e bi e wo ho sounds to be mpaboa bi na wo pe entire e bi kra wo pe efiato in fact bibia pesa o to bia no oko Jumia Ghana app no so a e bi e wo ho enti no anu se obekọ onso app store ho no download bi e wo phone so na all the 16 regions e wo Ghana ha no in fact yeah delivery at the call enti aya na onso no watimi ahye no so onso a oton no obetimi upload oniama no ho na se obi so opebi ato no ono nso akwakoto bi e wo ho just Jumia it na se bibia no enye kama emfa emma ene anope electron Ghana electoral semen kancho say yabo World Cup na wie de na so promotion no ontwa so kra promotion ben asem na making promotion ndina ene say ewiase digital ene TV no ese unya aye TV a ene so aye smart se na be ya YouTube no mani ade na no betimi ahwe ewo aye TV no so say digital TV so na nie fe our pictures and I think so no eba sounder and ye kama kanti bibia uhwe bia no sound ne ba ye sound so na pictures no and so eye fe na your Samsung your TCL and na eye Nasco as low as 699 yate bon so because ye pesa sentimentum hade obia etiminya eye smart TV at the board them now so no utimi and they enjoy ho enya no kwa home appliance bia fridge, air condition, microwave, washing machine saa niema yusu ofie ni na no and so electoral and make say their promotion air kosoa yatete eye bonus nti gram awo ye showroom bia na ekoto niema mabobo so nyina bi awo ho ebra onso yete so esan edi amount 0503159739 pacho eno ye number we betimi enomo edi enkomo Union Practical Institute eye bia yesua eye computer ana ye kire computer enso ho ade kire no awo ho na ebia na computer no ukosua ne baby kakra ba wan sha den sua ne bibre obesa oye top up ana oye professional course me pacho Uniat ye bebo ama won so no betimi ababa obi ho no ma computer no a chese onim he so system unit onima de cro mouse onima de cro so monitor onima de cro mo saafo ni nyina so no ye be kirawo na onso watimi ehun eye computer no na ochine bi okopa adwuma na ye pewo ma aja sese opompo adwuma ne de ye de computer na baba ka ho na ese okwa onso uti aye na wanya adwuma kama pa atimi aye me pa cho awofo amutie yan moma na awie aye SHS ene JHS ni nyina no mo betimi a register mo school fees no fofofo na onkosua computer ho aye animdie no se na be ya enu sa na result no emra no nese ono nso no wanya aye computer ho animdie adachi bia no ebetimi abo mo mpesam ye top up no ye data analytics, online business and e-commerce, afi design technology, drone piloting, computer hardware and a mobile phone technician, artificial intelligence, AI, and so much you bet me aye and a course is be can we no more and in the no do kwa na wa choose aye course awan kasa pesa ye na bibia no enye kama em farmer school me kan wan se me pacho e wo kuma se ya sesanso o train chef farmer se wo kokrum na catching mate na obi a or drive no se on siw sesanso usi bus stop wa na wa fre number 0555 383848 eno eye number mpacho obetimi eno mo edin command the new Bigo energy drink eno so e wodwa so a wonya bi na no ma ebebo pa ote brewo ni paduanim wan kasa anopei oso yakwa adwuma na ene pa de se nyi obi adwuma pa na me ya enka me nkwa adwuma se nka wa adwuma kra bia anka ne nkwa adwuma because ote breso ho wote se wo honam dua na kasa no wa bre anhia rest me pacho obi adwuma de oye me rest abokono na yafo bi edina shem enenti anytime bia no unya Bigo energy drink Bigo energy drinker how do you sorry no obo bi kama ana wakodru adwuma mu no ha no wanya obi bia de awie na odi Bigo no e de asoso ebe mo hoɔden bi a wankasa ebe jonsa na onso watimi e de aba adwuma na ɔkyena awodwuma so entimi emfiri eya wonsanti ye fa no Bigo energy drink pacho unya bi na onoma ebebo ye pa na bibia no akoye enso e de amana na P phones and accessories and na yeko Kumasi edum na me pacho ofu na ekuta ona asai no me pacho kona na PCCA na yamba ofu na eye papa na ne bo enso abo from me pacho unim se yen obeto phone na osika no enso a yebemu atua half na aka no yebema payment plan na de atete nkakra kopim se obenso obetimi atua awie sansona phone so problem bia aba ho a obetimi esan de akọ na omo ahwe e de amampacho enya phone so nko a na yeton eba enkwada tablet a omo de sua de case tablet no enso me pacho kwa bibiri ho a unsabetimi enso akabi yeton home appliances bibia isu ofie bia flat screen TV or fridge na se oba benya emmono a obi anyisu da ato me pacho kettle iron in fact bibia washing machine air condition fofo ni nyina no obenya bi ato awo ye ho na ye ho no me pacho de tene se oto ade a na ya chewa ade foforo aninti ebi akoye no akoto air condition ugina ha niama iron yesu kofi afato niama ompewe na apede etito ade emi enchewa ade promo no eno so orekodo ewo na P phones and accessories. And Timpacho, Remo on Mrs. Yawo Kumasi, a doom baby, me and son, Yawo, Oko Asida House, Kesman, opposite to Hona, then a P. Our and I'm also a more piece at Monco, Namumusa, and an Akosia Jaman Botinim, or more Hossi, or more Ebi Ediator, Sanso, and Obiba Jake, both in opposite Prudential Bank. I also make a say, Eadia, or more Ebia. Uram Sisia and Yaman Bosuni Nano, Ubenyabi Ato Awoho, Enkai Air Madina, Zongo Junction, Tamalidie, Abuabu Station, Ubisa, Honso Yabecho, na in case of Sabia Okona Ira, and also be friend number 0533 093422. I know a number, me patrol faces here, Ubetimi Enomo, and so at the Aye and Como, Debbie Piano, I kama, Ediama Bangi dear. Anwane Amanse Community Bank PLC. Amanse Community Bank PLC. Me pato ko bie account to ho savings we betime bie current account, susu account and a fixed deposit account. Me pato betime bie bi awo. Na onya bie ni se kima. Me pato anytime bia o pe besie bia loan me pato Amanse bie na pron e de ato se obema obi. Na da bia metufo se enya ba bia na eje besia me ka no kra kire obi ha odinisika mawa wa hwe wuntimi ntua no krasem pa na umu no ha enkenkane wo ma omje collateral ansa na o ma besia no awi wo kra bia wo fie ana wasase bi ana ade kogye obe ne san kofo ne ano omo spirit ne nkoyie so ha odisika ne be ma de ba se ne tua pa no wuntimi entua emi so ono ma interest rate na wo ho no eye sika na wo gino nemum ensi ho no eno nkwa wa hwe a entimi ema wuntua esika no entinya ba bia edna yejebesia nemom Amanse Community Bank PLC de mi ankasa mi di omo hodanse e de acho se me se besia bia wo pe bia okwa ye de be ma omo interest rate ne so no e wo fompa okwa e be bo na so no wetimi atua sika no e ba no digital bank na me pa cho ye bi awe na kache enti e be ma ATM anytime bia obesa use sika bia no obetimi di ATM card no and so a sika ni frabruche na eba me pa cho ria and Western Union and so e ya dia omo eyebi ewo omo akache head office no make say antro kromo kono omo bie e dia to manso eye mpatamu ba bia omo ho anyan kwanta akokere sanso na bekwai omo wo bakumase a Roman Hill asem ahojo santase asofulai ona no kwa me pacho obusa aye Amanse Community Bank PLC bia and so ebechrew 0247 2000 13 na mo eni nkoma ma me fa we emfentwa to na yen starte yen discusses no emfi amane emfamra Amuzu Manufacturing Limited omo ene de eye Amuzu Hair Food no e de aba eye dwaso me patro ehoa o trim ho a ehene pa e ba utrim mu a ana e ba utirase a obo so anytime bi ankanka wo ni pam no na wuti wa ha ze abasa anya fine kra so eraba de so ti ni pam na wuti basa anya kra me pato onya bi na o de fam a eho ani nyina na be friase sanso na wuti nwi na ebubuo a entitiri nyina no entity biem ebe ma wuti nwi no etimi afu kama na honso no ba ho ayefe kama no onim nyam no etimi akoye be ma wo pewet e wuti nwi num me pato Amuzu Hair Food and Americanfo edi amawo ene enso anopei enti okọ aye atafunhia so a busa aye Amuzu Junction o pedudu to abebre ena ewo ho uram so cosmetic shop bia o se ope aye Amuzu Hair Food ni bi na onso fafa utina bibia no enye kama emfa emawo 0242 955 056 amane afufo pika ho and the Friday edition of Nhyira Guitar Passports omo edi omo sika aso ya sena yede dwumadie no enso ema mo Joshua Holutu. Good morning.
Good morning, Rich.
Na ho tsayin
nyame adom bia boko na wonso
nyame adom me hoye ba bibia e fine and a Friday enti transfers no say bibre
yeah
anti na kra nya di say na Friday no if Friday bi kra what transfer story bi up to now nya update bia so ho obetimi do message number na yama update on that transfer no now so who said dia honsam no and so si continue to do message no afa okọ YouTuber Nhyira TV Facebook Nhyira 104.5 obetimi do message number na ya kasa transfer no and was some diamanti. Josh, maybe I person there started Fibiano. Pacho minimum for it you.
Yeah, Rich, in fact, me, I like your direction for today because on say the transfer news number it's you for no say omo clubs ni be din if you see me Chelsea na dey bia we dey become one someone and now because say men ka dey bi na men ka say Chelsea na most of the deals no into Chelsea come on e but Rich, I think one of the reasons why I ain't say teams be say Liverpool and Arsenal more in the market is because of the fact say on the market in the more den kakra. Now we share the strategy of A teams now obia pese o play the cards very well because we share teams on Europe in the next season now and you obia na pese obe release the star player ediama another competitor on him say be a Champions League obeko Cristiano baby. So a lot of teams are playing their cards very well. The reason in Chelsea transfer stories no mudu mo akotine pa year is because of the fact that Xabi Alonso has become that person. Otimi Elio players need be a banning chain. So that is one of the reasons why I hear Chelsea for no very, very active in this market. Maybe I'll start with Chelsea for now because in Sembebre if we Chelsea for no eba. One of the things I no pay me who and they say Chelsea for no after purchasing Morgan Rogers move for over 117 million pounds no. Right now no man who say also muton players nibi. Oman yes sales now omuntimi and go back into the markets to bring any other player back because Chelsea for what they want to do is that they want to balance their books. It is a work of Morgan Rogers 117 million abadia. You have to make sure so players in beer or more surplus to requirements or Chelsea CC and you have to sell them. Now players been a year count awesome and now no pay never to Badia Shield. Defender for the Badia Shield. Xabi Alonso man who say he's not part of his project. Into the agents I play an agent no catch on so much new club and mano. Now assistants now no Napoli for and a person before brand for close to I think about 15 million pounds. 15 million pounds for Benoit Badiashile. And Sadio is progressing very well. I'm sure by the end of next week Benoit Badiashile will make that exit from Chelsea Football Club or Kusina Kai ama Napoli. Near free Chelsea for no so eba is Axel Dizazi on also has to go. Now already no clubs be in the chair or more share so met me a deal be amana.
So call West Ham, right?
Okobo West Ham.
Okay.
Oko West Ham Ankoye into Osaba back. And he's one of the players Xabi Alonso say me any duma with the current project or person. So he's one of the guys who is also going to go. Yeah, I am one kakra Chaloba, Trevor Chaloba dieno. Because Ushe player and pana, you can agree that at least the kind of determination he has to play for Chelsea Unka if he was allowed to be part of Xabi Alonso project, Yanka any bad. But according to reports, come for the Sikabe 35 million euros ebae. And I think at this point, Chelsea would want to accept that 35 million to allow Abranti Efreno, Trevor Chaloba to leave the club. Now, on the Osha Sanyama way one of the things that Chelsea focus on me and say they want to maximize profit. It is a players, but to say Chaloba mo, Trevor Chaloba mo, you have Badiashile. Once they are leaving the club, you want to make sure that one negotiate a very, very good price for them. Send you will make profit and you can go back into the market and make some very good purchases. It looks like now, one of the main areas Xabi Alonso peso or Yehwe Jumapai midfield ho. It is Robert Kaya maybe catch there or say Steve Parish chairman of Crystal Palace or see Adam Watt na Chelsea for dinechi na compeso musane no. Right now assistants so obi pesa player from Crystal Palace dia ono na ye na so obeton for 100 million pounds and above. Nothing more, nothing less. The starting price for a player now, your friend Adam Watson, 100 million pounds. And as it stands, with Chelsea 4% call omu sales new year, they go back into the market for star player. Because I think one of the strategies for Xabi Alonso to say, or person solidify midfield ni ye pan. Because one of the focuses is a chance creation in this new season. If you are able to create quality chances, Rich, you are able to score quality goals. And when you look at that posture, what means or person or reinforcing midfield because they say Enzo Fernandez or Moise Caicedo or Romeo Lavia so now or the Morgan Rogers abe kahun. When you have all of these players now the Adam Watson sube kahun at least dominance in the midfield, ball retention, chance creation, you get more of that, and especially in the final third so bit me create chances maybe bit me show goals. I'm not shocked say one of the focuses of Xabi Alonso is midfield dominance. Or person making sure say or solidify honey ye pan. Send a Chelsea beat me into the season with a very, very good and strong midfield. Rich, the story from a year Arsenal for Australia Eba just about 5 minutes ago and Sana Meba is that they have agreed a deal. Arsenal for BNT Yepa, Arsenal have agreed a deal to sign a brand friend of Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle and Newcastle for Ajatum.
Okay, now send Mohamed Sadat. Go update on Bruno Guimaraes from Arsenal.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the latest. Just about 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
A deal has been agreed and it's averaging at least £75 million
from Newcastle.
Until that deal is going to happen in the next 2 to 3 days. Mubehu say Bruno G asha Arsenal tadia or sign Arsenal. That's confirmed. Arsenal for no munka makuma ntumu yem munya signing ba kwa kama. Who say na Roman so Eddie Gabriel Martinelli echi. And I was thinking about it. Say, I don't know Arsenal after winning the league. No, I say omu players be person mu free or even Nancy say Odegaard was considering leaving. Besiktas for befa Leandro Trossard and you are asking, say, are the Arsenal for no? Don't they want to keep them players to prepare them for it?
Sometimes I playing time. Martinelli, Arsenal on starter.
Yeah.
Is I say, using as super sub.
Yeah.
So what I say?
Yeah.
And players need to go on Pesa. That tag super sub
on him, no.
As I say, maybe anytime be on the bench. You resorted to me.
I got 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
The players need to be on Pesa.
Yeah.
And playing time because they be on the national team ground. The coach I catch as a massa. Nancy playing time or club level. And the boss it affect our performance.
Yeah.
So it is our national team coach.
Yeah.
Definitely a boss announce no. And is okay. So me come a club side. Not so no. Coach, I'm nini ya juma ain't me show me that playing time and me pedia. Then me force me way out. No ma pe club and me fuse one more there. Omo am me pay. Probably be no bet me the factors.
Well,
a bit me Martinelli because me name the reason why Martinelli.
So free Arsenal. And even with Champions League a call final. No, I was thinking that for some of the Arsenal players, they will get that motivation. Say, if we have done it to this point, there, and next season, we can go again and we can try and win it. In the who was our players way at your disposal there. I was saying, you have to motivate. There was so to me show crying. No more say, okay, it doesn't matter. We went to the Champions League, but we didn't win it. Yeah, we need league, no. So with the league alone. It should be enough motivation to keep sending players, but as it stands now, no, of course, maybe a Bruno G in the transfer will be the starting point for a team to get more players in the market. But Rich, Osha Bruno G on the transfer now, I think one of the main things Arsenal finding here in their midfield now is that dominance. Utiminya play a bit say Bruno G with the kind of strength or work and how he's strong, how he's able to also battle or that destroyer type of player now. You will need him in that midfield because Osho Obit says Zubimendi. Zubimendi has a very good attribute in terms of air chance creation, working on and off the ball. Onusu to me, yes, Edumano. But Bruno G, the kind of dominance or midfield in terms of tackles and challenging 50-50 balls. No, I think this is one of the players at Arsenal for no, as they have signed him. No, he will be one of the very, very great transformational players for Arsenal in their midfield. And I think say is good. But on say Newcastle for so almost sema abontin because of say omakofa new coach I friend Matthias Jaisel wabra Eddie Howe eka say on to na so after 5 years in charge it also signals another thing air cost or Newcastle United. Usha Newcastle United over the last seasons or two, over the last one season or two, we say omo lose some key players be
as on project I don't know
acquire style
omo say no
there be the new owners na buy Saudi owners na buy no. They haven't really seen eye to eye with Eddie Howe because
that's what they.
And yes, and that's what they. But you see, even the transfer of Alexander Isak from Newcastle to Liverpool, no, not any Eddie Howe there. He wasn't really of the support. Say a player who is giving me this kind of numbers, then we want to instantly allow the player to live just like that. In comparison, convincing player no, to stay at least one more season.
But Isak's overcome.
You see,
the player in question, no?
Yeah.
Or sit Newcastle, me mobium.
Good.
What has me new adventure? And Timunja, Mammy Kobo Liverpool. You
see, it's a very delicate conversation. And the entire makers and say, also normally no, say club owners no, any manager no, and to me agree on a certain number of things that must be done to retain some of the players. A dream maybe not say a player no crown or I didn't say a person renew the contract for team now.
Okay.
They will make a stance that they want to leave. Player be say Anthony Gordon. Yeah. I honestly feel that Anthony Gordon in combat me asonimu for at least one more season. Because after now owners no Saudi Arabia for owners Abaji club no. So they would want to build the club successfully to a certain point and some of me can say yeah cash out on these players. But you sold Alexander Isak, you sold Anthony Gordon, you sold Sandro Tonali, and now you have sold Bruno Guimaraes. And woman says can a year there, but if you lose all your star players, coach now all bus is on only one about age man. So it means they would have to go into the market and go and make more recruitment.
Zakaria Simon the message biaba na yena fe in fact transfers on some nyai. I say good morning Richard, please I want to know the latest update on Rodri and Bastoni to my darling club Real Madrid.
Rodri Diano assistance right now. Only say Man City are trying to close in a deal on Ayub Buadi.
Okay.
Moroccan guy. Player, no? So it could be say that is one of the things that if say it's me see Real Madrid Man City for now, then they may try and release Rodri. Of course, when you compare the two players, no, the experience on both sides no are different. Yeah. Rodri has more experience, but Rodri now he wants to leave. It is a Manchester City
1 year so
good. And Manchester City now are you bought the deal on person signing from Lille no? What they are telling Lille for is that they need the player now. Are you bought the signing uncle Emma Man City CCR, but Lille for no say they want to keep Ayub Buadi for 1 more year. But they will keep him on loan for 1 season. Then after that season, no, he will go to Manchester City. That is where the conversation is at.
Okay.
But Ubisamia, I think one of the things that a coincidence for Rodri deal no to Real Madrid is because of Ayub Buadi situation. No, if Manchester City are able to complete Ayub Buadi deal, no, and they convince Lille Metropole for say omu hiya Abrante ni CCR, no omu ja Abrante man be Man City there. I think they will allow Rodri to go.
Because Buadi is Lille for some per 100.
Yeah.
And Real Madrid will be to 60 for Rodri.
For Rodri.
A player can 1 year.
Yeah.
And to say, oh, yes, City. Player can 1 year. So, okay, maybe 1 year. No? After 1 year, make a fee.
Yeah.
Which Madrid better a caso? Yeah, but
they will allow him to.
What do you 1 year? No? You come as a free agent.
That's right.
Which I don't think City.
I better agree to that. When they know they can make some money from
it. That's it.
Yeah.
And to sister there, Eddie Ombama Branton, and I agree with you.
Yeah.
Maybe Omo Chen Buadi, so Branton is due no go through.
Yeah. Definitely allow Rodri to go.
Catch a road because video bit me. And so come me say bit me the last one we Etchatona Ibiabana Yasaya Babeto. So Alex Ousu, I say I want to know about Vinicius Junior. Issue concerning his transfer.
Yeah, it's Vinicius Junior. No, there's a standoff. Assistance as we speak, Siciano. Only Real Madrid in Penny for no, they met.
Okay.
To have a conversation about a 30 million euros net salary or per year as in a new contract. No, they have still not gotten to any point of emphasis agreement. And that is where the situation is at. It's a standoff. But on says Siciano, one of the major things that will influence Vinicius Junior and in the situation and say he will have to come to a compromise. He will have to come to a compromise because only an admin so person free Real Madrid. So that's the positive side of the thing. Then Abia Arsenal for any interest, they would have stepped it up and increased their money. Then they would have made sure that they will get an allowance on Omu books, no, in terms of Omu salaries, no, free up some salaries and get a year player and say Vinicius Junior to come and join them. But as we speak now, no, Arsenal for soon year ready say Abia Sikano Ombe Pejem because they were proposing 470 million pounds. Now, they were going to have to suffer a lot to get that money to pay Vinicius Junior per week. Until Vinicius Junior and Sikano and Jessica Kitwao 470 million pounds, 470,000 pounds per week. Now, Arsenal, if they decide to pay that amount every week, I'm sure say by the time I'm not bankrupt. But they will not own say.
How do you know? To be honest with you, mini UKCCA and mini England ho. But no chrome pan say me sure say. Ebia Vini reps no omu use Arsenal as a bait because Vinicius Junior there's no way of be free Real Madrid.
That's
Ebia was so use Arsenal. Now Real Madrid for who say hey akwa say hey ya yo suitors so ho enti bia ni demands ni meeting and at the country Madrid and some person be say no the moment South Kana Vinicius Junior e pe no de be ma no Mbappe
Jude Bellingham. They also want an increase.
Players no so be so okay say one more no increment there and you mention be.
But on say Rich, that should not be the way to go. On say contracts are negotiated per player. In the Vinicius Junior Edrum bi no who say at this point no he wants an increaser. I was say Real Madrid for no any player no omutimi di nkomo. Because where the standoff is at right now, no, and Shana acquire akasakasa bibre, and if you don't take care, Vinicius Junior bet me akasa obi AB and the contract then running out. No one as a free agent.
Madrid on caso on chewu. Madrid say me shama ho adia. Vinicius Junior, when na metu me atu amount. And a Vinicius say, look, say me a senior player.
Yeah.
Baby I'm a level na do na hana me so me fisa fata. Madrid say me to me for on got that level.
But Madrid will have to get to a point where they will agree with the player.
Of course, I know they'll get to that point.
Say, and yet 30 million poor. And yet 30 million
maybe at 27, 28
something thereabout, and convince the player say at least there will be performance related clauses attached to the contract.
Okay, maybe the Champions League money,
so that should be the compromise.
Okay,
and Vinicius Junior was so
I mean you are making a point.
No, because this is a team that is full of star players.
Sure.
And so one year what do you say over compromising Kakrana, then it means that you are prioritizing your selfish interest at the expense of the club, and I don't think say Real Madrid for no they want to entertain that thing. As
everyone come on here bebre me didn't come kitu e bi asaba be to so dia mamo transfer bia o te ho asema che na opese update you no ye de be ma wo fie ha Samson there are a lot of issues and so no pese discussing it na no and now pay on the show inti obetun atoni live on Facebook in 104.5 FM Samson on YouTube in Shat TV Pharmacy no bra na yenkenkan emfama ye koba anra you for meeting no and so update to her in na ye bedu nkomo e dia ma but sisi de ye ne amwa automobile empenifo na ebedi nkomo maka chaw say o car na oyisu no every Friday bia ye di ka ho nkomo nti bra na betie bi na won so atimi aboa wie pa me nua ba wi am question bia obi simi musa na babusa na kama papa say bibia boko de good morning.
Good morning.
Bibia fine.
Nyame adom na wo so e.
Nyame adom. Me ho eye pa. Minim say am automobile there of course. Eye car ho adwuma na mo ye. And then minim say bia obviously started from cars na moton na so up. And nyama mo ye car no na yem fan chance am ni baby abeze. And yen chance em free.
Okay, yen chance em free cars na.
Cars na moton no. Madam fu bi frame me o say o peka bia to na ni sika nso o ka sa ni sika nso anam so wo ni me hu ba bia nkomo na kika de ko e dem de amoafo beba na me ka tro no mo so don beka bia no eti obi person to campa to onye den
pacho so person to car bra automobile enterprise oba me hu car kra wo pe model year any color bibia ti oba na se obi wo garage and one say no betina se na payment plan no obo se o mpese mitua ni nyina obo so se mechemu mienu ana mechemu miensa ti wo payment plan enti si aka to the ifo enya problem kra ehiansa obeba yini bi so garage so e betimi aboa ama wato bi afri abrochi and that's all my time kaka
enti enkomoni ni na se obi eti adwumadie na opeso otoka ba ka na opeso okoto no obi okro won se da nim ka mu
eni no correct
onim ba bi kura mpo eso okono okoto ka no first of omram ho
omram automobile
na motor cars am betimi aton bi dia ma no
me pa chai
so oba na mpodi ono ne pe no muni bi omo garage ho a mo am betimi akra bi e dia ma no
me pa chai
na payment plan so nsem ti say
payment plan nipa ne ba oni etna sei according to onono nhihye
okay onono terms
any
say any more there for
asin say bo a o say mesremo 3 metimi aye no 3 munchichemu miensa
okay
ana mienu mame enti echemu mienu ma o so metia this half metia half we see obo so metia first quarter second quarter third one enti no o ma ye hu we yi na
ho de no
ya compare ne chese ya tena se ya draw sa plan no so the be obetimi atoka na wombre
and say the mama car to be
for sisi car to aye for
because me be to car na car na me ba be to no me an kasa me terms
yes
and am on me commit me aba no makasa okay e be a car for example car na me pe no ne bo awo market ne 100,000 100,000 bi asisi ya me gina we die ebi amikura 40,000
yes
monye asento ase
aye
60 na aka no me hwe ma ho de na ebi a moma me tuatua ne 3 times a ebi a 20 a metimi de atua on me akasa me times we dey say efo enti say de etiefo dream car no afi na say woto
aye
opese dream car no this year utua ko amwa automobile ombebo asa de ochire mu no se wokona car na wo pe no kra no ebi ni om garage wa o me kra fra bruchire e dia ma na wonso no se ebi kra wo ni sika na wo di tua ni dina ya ma payment plan na onso watimi e dia tutu na kakra enti eno ye ho nsam ti obi pese obamo ana oni mu di nkomo aba so pese to kampa chawo onye den
mpa chawo so pese oba ye honoma barakote apemso first junction ehwane ewo enti se wo frɛ me na na eba odru emina filling station Kingspip we take you right hand side we jo apemso first junction na your signboard si wa ya treso Amwa Automobile Enterprise. Ya banes ne bobo fie ne nima ya bi gate ne kakraka. Ufi de diakoso na eba. Uju de diakos station a also pe Apemso First Junction. Ma directions ma obi ju Apemso First Junction. Signboard ni si ho. Banes ne bobo fie ne nima ya bi gate no. O use phone betimi asearch Amwa Automobile Enterprise or Google Map. Edo beba ho no ma enye yera kwan. Number no ye 0244 46 57 64 0244 46 57
64 enti mpamcho opesa otoka eno ye number no troto owia na wa fere na one no edi nkomo no edi ato so afei yanko mudumadi a etoso mien mpamcho de biem apart from car ton no edi biem na Amwa Automobile mo ye
Amwa Automobile is spray cars.
Okay.
Yeah, body waste. Yeah, air conditioning. Yeah, seat lining. Yeah, bibia faka. Yeah, car polishing. To be on ma or say mechano. Me carefree abroche buying. Kala ni ye kama. Nenso baby ka crap him. Ti baby na apem no. Moon spray sa honum na moon polish it. Baby na empim ye den. Enka on se de beya. Baby na ye be spraying it. En color en your fencing maybe I am polishing
go card the day baby e be spray ho kakra na e ho ne bedam be fe a chewi no ti e ba sa na se ma yini nyina ma ne nyina color na ipe
I hu hia se e be spray car ni nyina
enti eno no mo ye ndai
enti eno no sa no baby I spray ni ye be ja ho no ni a polish it baby I am spray no
okay
enti polishing no ema eni ni ye fe
ba na se anyway na ba ye pe I see.
And no boss is also me can color no aye time. Me pese me sesano and answer me pese me spray. Amwa Automobile Enterprise. Ye engine, ye car se the day when you're 40 be or car and mudi akọ baby intimembo. Amwa Automobile Enterprise. Air conditioning. Welcome baby obi ama different problem. Amwa Automobile Enterprise ni enhwema. We sit no so atete aye time hope seat for the cover we sit e the cover seat no Amwa Automobile Enterprise ni empam seat kama nyede ema enti Amwa Automobile Enterprise de bibi afaka ho bia na yede ye enti wo problem bia mabobo so Amwa Automobile Enterprise ni ehwe
obi tie ne car engine me say madam wo akontum ne car me kasa sisi wonya engine problem you say later be kan wasem na dia enti say bi obi tie na ne car no engine there's a problem bi our tries and go be solve amfa on famra na monhwe mfama no se ko ba ne se mo dem mumpu ena mo di sisu a mo di besisu na mo di amano na car no inside interior no
yes
bi kra wo say car bi o no ma o de be fra broche be ba kra na seat na tete
ene no correct
e so pam for the show no so mo ye bi
me pa try
oh my catch it na eba no car air condition no so no air condition ya de bia me kan okoto car na akona nipa so air condition no me feel gas ni ntina embo yi no oboa
obo kwa ya na enye so feel gas no o se bo no ma air condition e bo a o se o feel gas bo feel gas na enche na asa a problem
sure
ena obo so a ade ne ma Okoye yesu also auto tank fofo. Ebu anenye tank na was auto. Into the bar more automobile enterprise. A bit me dictate ya mo say we enye tank na was auto. A tube be na ede.
Leakage will baby
ni enhwe ma wo say no one.
Nti air condition there. When you be out no nim na ni so ahwa.
Oh better tank.
We bobo kasa. Air condition so kran so a ensan so nyi nti no so mo ye o makacho. And finally Mosa spray car. And also honsam net saying. Oh, we person than the car no spray.
Me pacho so person spray car o de bra ya so ye said the mechanic you know. Na wo bas so a o me hu type of paint a ope. Okay, color ope. Aha. On se cars bi wo no ma o. Obo no ba o hu color bi a o se me pe color we. Me pe we.
Ebi amon se sam me de no.
Mo se sam me.
Na mo ma me sa color we.
Na mo ma me sa color we. Aha. Ena kai bia so on the car number. Inti ye bebo sa car ne number ne yedin. E paint ne na yedin. Ama ne yedi aye adwuma ma. Ena color na open so no. Obo on ma so on ne tena se jinko mo ma ne ti ase color no. Color bi wo no ma u you see a e ma unya problems kakra. Colors bi wo so a e kama pa won say etimi e very sustainable. Etimi gina ne na so yedin. Eche. Inti u ba me ye hu car color car yedin. Ope ne ye paint car ne yedin.
Okay. Nti about a car and spray nso a eno so obetime do car no akọ said ya cheche mu di a kire na no man kama pa nti e ama nti yenko ne tintini ni tiete na ne say e aba wo car.
Car.
So wo to car no fresh na watchi ana wo to car no dada. Na mu problem na aba car no engine asiye didi interior no problem about so ho a opese e pamfo fraud de hye seat e ho ne ade sounds na bia air condition o fail ya entena asa na o sa ko fail ni nyina betumi de akọ no ma hwe e de ama car no so ifra bruche ne bai ana usunu Ghana de awia na bo pa ya na ama enche car na kala no bonse e fedi obetumi de akọ na eno so no ama automobile aye na kama pa enso e diamanti obi pese oba enkomo aye di nyina no pacho omra he on from number ben na afedi o pese o candidate for no yemfa nkomo no emfansi wo
okay pacho pese oba ya so ye ho no ma ye wo kote apemso first junction into frame na na about emna filling station Kingsper we take you right hand side we drew apemso first junction ye signboard si wo ya troso Amwa Automobile Enterprise. Ye banes ne bobo fie ne ma ye bie gate na kakraka. Ufi de diakos na eba, uju de diakos station na. Also pe apemso first junction. Ye ma directions ma obi ju hono ma. Bo unsi ye signboard ni si waya troso Amwa Automobile Enterprise. Ye banes ne bobo fie ne ma ye bie gate na kakraka. Wetimi a checke Google Map ehu Amwa Automobile Enterprise ha. Obaba ho no ma wombre number ni 0244 46 57 64 0244 46 57 64 Amwa Automobile Enterprise kan ho ejuma ni ye body works, ye spraying, ye air conditioning, ye seat lining, ye polishing, ye also ton cars. Inti se ope car to obetimi aba Amwa Automobile Enterprise ni abo mo etimi nya car na we de ope ti Amwa Automobile Enterprise ye car ho adwuma nko an ye de ye wo honom inti obi biara emfa ne car nye de embra ope car so abra ho ye nton bi ma me da se
ye so ye damase eno eye Amwa Automobile empanimfo edna enomu kodi nkomo ntini bibia aba yo car no na onso wetimi akona omahwe aye bibia kama edi ama yento adwumade no so emfa emamo na message at your floors edi aben mami hwemo na afei minkan na yemfa nko ye next air discussion no enso emu Gianni Infantino is a corrupt and corruptible leader. He's not joining hands with the ultra corrupt Trump organization to run football. Of course, the corrupt counterparts in Africa will support. Okay, enti eno na yede ba bedi eye UEFA. Eno meeting na omukoye no ehon komo na yewia ya befie aba bedi efie nkomo no enso etimi edi amamen se ayedi ka be catch am say there's a proposal FIFA enso edi aba beto bama no so ayatuni the FIFA Forward Enterprise na em say no obi otie dwumadi bia ne chiche mu enso de mama omo sese nyame ya adom no omo gitumu a member association bia no ebenya $20 million ebra ombaje eye FIFA Ford Enterprise no enso de atum na eno ebe ka chem say UEFA ekwe meeting na no mo kweni nyina no eye se omo say first off so omo prima sa de we eba so a ekye say the investor now about the 20% stake ewo eye FIFA commercial system no obenya influence na omo so omo pesa football no outside it benya influence and it is omo prima sa de eba mu a ebeduru mebi no ebema football omo se dan tiase no omo de mra bi ba ba hihyehyɛ mu a emma football no so no entimi enkonkanti enno omo koye meeting no ne tintini ne tietie na say UEFA say omo sa de na FIFA e de abando eye proposal bo omo so omo do omo nyintum na say FIFA nim na onim na okoje sa de we e de tuma omo do omo ka kire wiase na say FIFA competition bia ni ho a organizer oto nsa e de fe UEFA omo beba including the World Cup omo say omo member bia so no enkobo World Cup enso bi make say AFC e do omo no aba betum e na e CONCACAF omo so do omo no aba betum Josh asemi yem say eya ekesi o
yeah. And Rich, you see, I think at this point, no, what YTF they have to know is that as it stands, no, a lot of the member associations, they have decided say they would have the agreement together with a year confederations, no, and now what a UEFA Fokoye meeting and meeting national, they agreed that they will boycott a FIFA for competitions moving forward. And that was the agreement from all the 55 member states of UEFA. Also a one chain. Then we had AFC Fono. AFC Fono said that they stand in solidarity with UEFA and CONCACAF. CONCACAF no originally no so eba I say on pe a new initiative na FIFA Ford Enterprise na FIFA edit to abonteno on pe. So CONCACAF as well as UEFA and AFC have all come out to outrightly distance themselves from AFF in FIFA edebano. And as it stands now on Rich, the young Kambum, so FIFA, so UEFA Air 55, na AFC Air 41, na CONCACAF and so Air co by I think about 40 years.
But yeah, for him, say, say, Mexico. Actually, let the abase. Sa CONCACAF as no more can.
Omo yomu hwefim.
I'm so almost hard decision. Omo no more better as association. No more so no. Adjunti. Per ocean numbers na. UEFA is a 55, right? 55,
yes.
And now AFC for near saying.
AFC is about 41.
Okay.
Then CONCACAF, I am not so sure of the number, but I'm sure it's something around 40. If I'm correct. The numbers it looks like it's going against FIFA. It's only the FIFA for person yes.
What to say? Come on, my
Kasai. Kaf and Kasai. Then we also have, I think, the Oceania for.
Yeah.
Into these three, and then Kasai. But we've heard from CONCACAF.
So out of the 6, no?
Yes.
3 confederations, the
Omakasa.
Say, Omode, Adena FIFA Debano, Omusoma, Enye. 3 now candidate, they are yet
to come out with almost
come out with Omo for and against.
Good.
I see. Numbers no 3 now can numbers no make me abu mama if FIFA majority
no. No, they won't. Because Oceania, no, I'll confirm the numbers for you, but CAF is 54, sorry. CAF is 54. CONMEBOL 4 11. So you realize that the numbers is not on the side of FIFA as we speak. But Rich, you know the interesting thing? FIFA for Babonting, and Opeya, almost the statement be to Abonting, almost say it lacks and appreciates omo about nkofona omodi nkomo say omo pese omodi omo hu be she FIFA for the enterprise no. This is what they are saying about
CONCACAF 41.
Good. So CONCACAF 41, right? And then UEFA 55 as well as AFC for so. So the numbers is on their side. But the FIFA editor Bonting almost say they will not back down. But this is what they have to say. Also, FIFA said that it acknowledges and respects the public concern, but blamed much of the backlash on erroneous media reporting. Reaffirming its continuous consultation process rather than redrawing the plan. It's FIFA say adia ode to abontin enra no afei de abedane insem keka UEFA for AEM ho afim no. The reportage in the media is erroneous. The erroneous nature of the reporting at ABS, Sky Sports, other news outlets for the AD2 journal is what is changing the opinions of and Crawford to say that the thing is a bad thing. It's FIFA for Kasa Mo Kasano. One of the things among the FIFA for person yes is
sorry, let me say and can because no name be brave fever. But Rachel Madi Joe Minchuano. Rachel Madi Amahu. And Yama mean one FIFA namuno. Our problem with communication or erroneous media perception or reporting. So clearly it tells you that all this while, sir at the papa Ukraine or Debano, when to me and communicate effectively. But also on your point, when to me communicate effectively about it.
I'm from a member association.
That's the point. And see a massa and trone near mana.
I'm on for Cadifa.
Exactly. Because
if there's a communication gap, on a month from Suchan to the two good.
Yeah.
What I say, because now the proposal on the day ban. Why to me and Churchman fan associate members? What I say,
yes.
And so we got the NSA, and more your baby, no. On to be transferred to the enemy.
Exactly.
And more your attention,
exactly.
Because on the
and so far, lobby, no, what lobby say? Because I know so your background checks, a lot of lobbying, and Sana, one one's media, no, one more you word mamma, man, for what you say. But who say BBA dance a preface? I said, oh, yes, I'm your manina. And Joe Menin, so much about the so I'm in the danger while they were. Now, me share the major sponsors of FIFA. Rich Adidas, Meboa. But Adidas, here, they're a company, a German company. Okra Coca-Cola, Okra Visa. She some major brown seal. Nabra even tier 2 no. Ne partners no wo ho no. Ne partners na wo ho no kra Hyundai wo ho. But Hyundai one more company, enye Asian company. And it is a clearly Qatar Airways enso ho. And also Asia se ameboa. Aramco enso ho. So say Osha sa niam na nso a even the sponsors kra no okra no the major sponsors no. Rich, I hope no there will be a problem. Because the abeba ni say UEFA cast or chine ho a. Some companies in you say dodo na no e Europe. In a way almost make me influence and now so okay say you fa chene ho a almost me influence mpa rate. The abeba say okay you be pull because you feel say ye nya leverage na ye pe and the needed mileage.
Josh, enye na emba mrefi as media.
Inti unim dia FIFA for person me here. FIFA want to go door to door. Inti no oma who say confederations no they are establishing a block to outrightly de-associate themselves from FIFA forward enterprise no. Into one person go door to door no nim dem be into one after the other. Oko federation we are no akokana se match no one on one. Onya no confederation level. Into say Africa or Ghana ho straight.
No abekasa.
No church bibia kire say na wom, say na mepe, say na obenya. Then after that negotiation, then you yourself will make your individual assessment and make a decision. Say, then you also come in and support them. And I think that is one thing that FIFA can do. It was because as it stands right now, no, they are not backing down. Onya Nadrin said, "Dear ACR, Comebol for ABA almost today or more Sembeba, but CONCACAF, any UEFA, any AFC, France, or more Castle, they don't want to participate. No, it is not something that is taking them away from a decision. No." They are the Omar say the BCBiano FIFA forward enterprise initiative or person deba. So if that's the case, if there's a denial and I said there's a distancing from air initiative from air member associations, they will come one after the other.
Okay.
Inti omoba no omuni wadi nkomo no maybe say opea fine pensua then you make them know. And I think that when you go that direction, 211 member associations no obi abedwin ho who say adia odeba no ebe favor na same favor na then they will make a decision and that often would go into the interest of
a long overdue.
You see the problem with this
because as a FIFA man they not say
good of and so when we say or more advice about where resign
I say or senior advisor at FIFA presidency Carlos Caldero. Yes, I resign.
You see, so the issue of Senka, I wasn't come process transparent. No, now it is backfiring. because amafo bebree or what the
the
consultation process didn't go to the right channels. It is saying no, after you are trying to do damage control and no damage control no, and they say obeko couldn't come one after the other, but some one after the other no. Time when obenya over could 211 member associations uko could omo komo.
Ya propose another.
Now propose no say by September 15th or 19th no, everybody has to either accept or deny. So person obeka. So you realize that FIFA for no have not done themselves any good. Also the initiative bar there should be a process. Untimi sorry one day and kasa the FIFA forward enterprise.
Because with the 3 now they are yet to come out. No, our numbers no more majority.
They won't.
I think 3 now can I'm say calfness. They can 9 kiti. What I say? Inti adena everyday.
No, there's a problem. There's a big problem over here for FIFA and January. Now only the Emma adena cry west.
Omunyine ni e from here.
No, UEFA for you must be different.
And about a Comoros or FA president.
FA president, no.
Yes. Me ubami Chrome Comoros. Sebi sponsorship to heavy.
So what you say?
Yes, as a to develop a game.
No, as for UEFA
infrastructure this animal.
Rich UEFA for the contest in there. We have always said
that's all baby omokono.
Aha.
Germany to Germany, England, Sama on here 20 million on a facility BBR. What I say? Yes. On sans carry
they don't need it, so, but we need it.
But and I'm saying, I just said, Uti, Josh, we did a consultation. I'm there. Yenny and Cocantra for Sesam, your pamcho. You also more in there by some, yes, some other, a pamcho, Mumma, and Yedi. But some more, you can't be a mumpa. When you know, fan cadiano. Do Ghana emergency and you're 20 minutes. That's why I get it. Yes, you have for Pamto. When I'm sick and Mumpa, when I'm Munya did too. Now when you're from a Yanchang, we are in a Wamuja. No, Infantino, Infantino, Nancasano, especially with Nansaya, Ninyama, why, yeah, walk up in the other, a moment and more. You see, and your proposal, and you're Infantino, yes, as a person.
There's a lot of factors, a catalogue of factors. Even your World Cup numbers, Crown Pie in Bukrano, it's even an issue for them. So when you point to,
as I know, yes, idea. In your course,
disparity.
With all fairness, Yensha will be our numbers. Maybe your family different community. Osha a for now, UEFA for now, maybe UEFA for say 55. Osha Kafa yes, and 54. Osha one. Shall or numbers are walk up. Natural numbers. Kakra way 9.5 we muta. More yes. Because I'm here to
Yene do point to cry near Pemua, Momo Honey, but may cultural rich. What himself Bukazi's a buying. That time, yes, that day by say, Omra Mamma boy, because not yen gave no ever form. Into Omra me boy and not yen see and yama. Or buy no, and yen and near Chianico. Rather, a Germany for nana not Chianica. So we've had periods crying in game, they come from 9%, you normalize in game and answer percent, yes, saying game. Technical directors near the Nina, near Coco Far. A one castle in Chiaka and yen state, and answer F, of course, all kinds of technical director there. A FIFA sika or the Ebre F, FIFA forward fan no. As can be any chia technical directors no can only any state in chia. I only say no crown Germany for an nature the my. And here mobile to that level.
I was at I dead on arrival crying, but anyway, yen trust na yen refie. Shawazo 4.5 so bet the message na bana akinkan. Edi amam say wa emergency akobo cup na UEFA so ma AFC for no so ma
can say they are not saying up they are not talking about boycott. UEFA for no person mo boycott.
But say woka say UEFA meeting no mo ko no ono mo ya adwen a kwan bi so no oba say whatever decision bi o ma take bi ano mo no mo ya adwen and mo so no mo no mo share the same sentiment.
Now World Cup
because we do World Cup now also so in the agenda. Just say indirectly you are telling FIFA say World Cup.
AFC rather a UEFA World Cup without UEFA.
Yemrefi na yemfa fisem no emfa enhyase na Hans Folk coach ni boda eye kabo make us say opening na ba be du Ghana understand say enche kra enne the connection so no so be start because has already almost started almost pre-season no and a coaching so about be draw almost share anim so no so no ebetimi about be kan pre-season no na fi has aboabo mo ho for the upcoming season and so ebenti house of say aka say head coach our town obedi djuma no e di amam asante kotokon so and then yedin ka be hinte dada sir omo e David Obenyako eba this time oba as brand and partnership manager edema eyekuma say asante kotoko ebobo ekuno David dey nanim say maybe administration eba ye no na David eka ho in fact onana ekasa communication team no onana edano na okasa edema ayekuma say asante kotoko at this time okoba no yaye no aye brands and partnership manager edema aye asante kotoko David yamo okoba I welcome home in so boy djuma so no ediama asante kotoko na media man so ye nanim say yami adoma omo na rep Ghana out the CAF Champions League because omo na G League afino fi atwa mu no edisi omo na so nti omo na bobo CAF Champions League na omo start with the prelims because we say Ghana ye coefficient emfa nti no there be start prelims abra ya afo enum season no there be na Ghana pa okay we dey minimum say ni na no ye be do na say yam kwa say start from prelims Arahu Ghana pa the friend of football nation kan kwada ebo prelims no ma ba beto
seniors no to
na prelims no anum na CAF inspection team no buy no so be inspect TNA air stadium no oma jatum oma say air category 2 approval into prelims ne dey on be pre ama mediama abo enso ho name say omo ko omo anima omo say ba be another inspection of course ana on be say e bi omo to meet the criteria no omo pe no na omo hwe say eno so meet approval anti a good news edema air mediama say omo prelims games no omo bo awo aye TNA aye stadium ho Jude me say some free ho
me chiche me mremu yie because issues are made discussed also one on how to folk kabo ye be mana kwaba na rich menim se wadwene akwade bi so a coach no eba no ena na me bisa me ho say technical team no mo ba be ye adwuma no ohun technical team no na recommend this opa na say technical team we dey ato ho dey ama no ade me di kan bisa me ho time na me take set up no so no na eba be head no it was the first thing me bisa me ho because rich make sure precedent be because of Ghana ha na enhu yie ayanhwe ni yie ebe ha rich some de da bia mu the foreign stories na timunim de eko oti say Jose Mourinho eko ba bia or come with the backroom staff enya sa na no
sure
club eko or come with the backroom staff Guardiola sa that has always been the norm
but enya de bia
but unim no about 80 to 90%.
It's not always the case.
But unim sometimes maybe omo kra no mo ho no be ba beto omo no but in most of the cases no sa na omo ye no omo e bi on be ba beto omo no e ye obi a one e bi a ye coach bi a ye training for the future but what I say and obi e bi onim so much about the club and ye ma bi o wa nipa ne ba no on the backroom staff beba be betimi decide no aka say e pa cho wada o ma e bi a person A person B there based on Omone club no idea PSA the next 3-4 years. This is our project. All manager in so I we yeah for the next 3-4 years. Nipa ne be understand you. Rich what I say. And to no do understand you. But who main team no ba be adwuma no de one ado omo aba. And here de na wo honom ne de ne say omo baba be understand how adwuma no. Na
ne brother one anyu on the backroom staff ne.
There be anyu on the backroom staff.
Anon kwa ne buy.
Onon ne buy. Ya mano ya set up ne de amano. And Rich, dangerous. Do you know why it's very dangerous? This is the premise. Shep, Ghana how baby bakua. A ha crowd yanke and fa coach. Na yem fa assistant Emreno and all mama meto assistant coach. Because Rich may try be. Only the man some more be a very successful mediama. Sorry, ever had to because Nhyira e no to be buy no. More than 10 years. Coach awama to be asre enye bwadu. Blood Uban or making sure or the goalkeeper's trainer Eba Lewa Eric Bonza or we no sound so Adi on one right hand man a baby on in there. Hamza and Okotokui. On one at nearby. Yes. W1 dono. Na onim ne dada. So I tell no money momu ye. Rich and so they are buying say. Almost training. Our Miami school and Mequa SS St. Thomas Aquinas Secondary School. More training no more dias, no more discusses, say Charlie. Yesterday, who say how to folks say cowboy fedia. Mediama unim sanda word no more born nefa so exciting to work. But the fun the trophies. Near bells idea how to folk air trophies, ain't it near bay. Forget about bofe, resource near pay. And almost at the J Lake, Edgy FA Cup, Edgy Super Cup, Omuji also Omujibia. Rich, the reason was very simple. They had a bond to the extent that at a point to cry now, had to folk, mpanyim for decided say omo pamu samuo buaduno. Nan kompe so omudi adwuma ne ma Hamza so ya we. Yeah. Hamza say menje adwuma ne enje tsena. Because ade a bond ye share in one vision. Yet ye ho ase and in quotes na dia ba ko ye very key as ade no building a chemistry. Because rich say minim sa rich ye minua rich na dem akọ me godfather no. Me owe allegiance to rich. Ya pamo rate automatically means mitiati utie. And the technical team ye adwuma ye be ku ye hu ye yem aye. Because say fire rate aye nyina nso ye ko. Ente sa. Say the idea be yem players no. Omudi konkonsa kire assistant coaches papa Ghana rate with the local football you know
Jay is up on Krabeka. I think I hope more dangerous assistant coaches.
Assistant coaches. Obamia was CC and 2 years most players no run no so no mudin komo Charlie Joshua dey mema mo mfie no saa na otie Jack monya wild me assure mo say Joshua kwa me promise mo wo benya opposition. Enti ade bia ekuye rich he ma one other example. Maso Kuredu ba Asante Kotoko. On the Gazali by Sobekaya. Time na ba say Nani Ampon's administration no more pama so Kuredu. Onim say Gazali say onima so obeko osui ma asem we mumfre Gazali misano. And am so catch and say hey behave you are a professional. Try na ya adwuma fa som krobia. What difference because of the lava na Gazali what the mama so maso na de ne buy no they had a bond. Enti abeye adwuma ne dia mama so. Rich my meme example ba ko Watara at Heart of Folk. Okay, Lagos City Scotty Basiru. Tijani say mumfa adwuma na ma me metimi aye. Edru baby cry it is believed many evidence say Tijani cry na wo Watara ho. And my member final example who here say ufa coach manim for the backroom staff at least the assistant ba ku mienu de ma omomfa omumra. Rich okay kotoko kofa Seidu Zebu. Okay say do baby anu so many evidence so ba Seidu Zebu asem na make catch. Mo kai so okay say do baby na Gazali mo wo ne ho. Mo kai say story no. Okay, he said it. Also okay asem kwa no mo twist him. Rich agro no udi adwuma mani pa. Man inform mo betimi no mo because coaching ne bond no. Rich I told that crowd unim beyond the year can. Head coach betimi anya problem. A personal problem. Untimi no be and discuss it. But say Rich una I am assistant na me know what's our bond na. If you problem betimi no say maybe I mean to me no say because I trust so much in you. I have so much trust in you. And you know yen some nkwa abonte Rich is no problem asa. But time bia kokokofo obi no asa kwakofa we yaba. The onutinati assistant no pe head coach adwuma agiaye. And to omo ne mpo ma na successful. And to omo nhwe saade ni ye pa. Cause ade ba ko a edi and clubs ninya. Now, ya ma coach na kwa baba me sansre ha to for company for agibi. Rich information on say de nyame adom. Boys ne car na has edi omo no. Omo de omo eka 4 months. Omo atua ka ni nyina. Omo ko fie no omo tua nyim. And omo resume omo say atua 2 ne de amom nti omo de boys ne car. Look, say coach ni betimi is successful ah. Sa de ma we ka ho so ya we. Edu baby na Abra who Watara. Onwa personally any bottom sika no dem has players. Player program na no no the personal sika na ehwe. Now the coach efforts anyama we move we are not catching say one set standard. On 40 Ninja Enko Africa. No, it doesn't work like that. Maybe for instance, I still believe say they nominate director of sports air can send you. Sure. Rich. how to folk ne kotoko de ntia da bia be mo pressure so mo jele gini rich me pacho yen kan okre sama testimony de jele eye timu ana esika ntino mo timi jele no because in terms of quality any level uti kotoko squad ne has squad and sama test upanya me portina me se da bia sama test list catch me non players be na no sama test ana anymore apart from Emmanuel Kayeke catch me meboa apart from Kayeke o kan mo na be ball mudi and a small boy yeah midfield the onim ball boy pa mama akwa so kan sa akwa no onim ball pa no money established names ho but no mu team no one asumdwe wo team num meboa enti asumdwe wo team num no
Mr. Senjenzu ska
exactly proper management
so ya ti omoka omoda baby you did
good because see a issue of salary and kasa how to folk players siko mutua na enya no bi na sama testuo meboa how say to me to player ka 100
no but you see the difference is that sometimes for example maybe I'm mebo house if you am ka 10,000 a month obi super samatex yamani be 5,000 or they have 5,000
samatex implement 5,000 2,000
or the example can am dem maybe obeto me point now obi or 10,000 enemy am get 5,000 obviously they are 10,000 no I was through
yes.
But say me and me get 5,000 every month to be a bar. No one for so chan wa get 10,000 now. I just a 3 months near there.
Why are there a honum na man kame ba sa points na we ye pie no. A honum asem ni ba be sise. Enti e self management because ye tie ya de ba ko a obi a we ye adwuma multimedia e be ka kiro. A wusi o mo be ka kiro say Jude wa ko be.
Bo so ya e be tu aka.
Wa ko be pa obi anim e na ya mpa nso. Se bi se me do ka na me ntua ya me na me ntua ya enya multimedia because ade ba ko about multimedia ne say I know so a chepa mpo ye 30 for no mpo ye se achepa 25 26 no muntu aka enti wo ye adwuma onim rich wo motivation meboa uni any reason about media fail but the difference I won no how to folk there no the man ye nie one say on tua signing on fee o tua de fe no pro rata enya na say so ye
sure
now pro rata no say what is scan the agu me salary so sika na what the agu me salary so 3 months 4 months na mai obumi abramisu wa woman misikan to ho se memfa mobra no e na du de de makase se scan na mai bididi o na kakra me nso abosom nso oso de mania e no so 3 months 4 months am I uya no ka chem say resource mra no akwakopa mu coach enti me po mu cho dreams gi aje league no ana say samatex no ni quality players enchen has oni sika enchen has oni sika enchen kotoko but omo manage omo niam yiye enti boys no distractions anyhow. Which means what just happened?
Matthias, and so then a problem. Kenichi Yashawasi.
Yes.
Also, at a point, also no one a company for say, Massa, it's a Jumia may yes say players be a cano has a cano, but as a dream maybe not players need you because in Joboka.
Yet you are no
just no can a Kenichi Yashwas at the point. Mommy, some make a mutual players in the cancer because my boy never make
exactly.
Players in the Quatina Park in the Swabble ball. So pay them for before me. Because they play no Quatina Park in the Swabble ball. See, Janica, do you expect on
you are back out? Now they buy Hanum Yunchiameka, other union presenters be on my first idea with 1 month, 3-4 days on Quajuma, or Regiment Crown and the world for Mumuna. So better than I seriously because them, Meboa, and to motivation what rich. Kotokonso, Yunia, or Benaku. Yebra, Yamanakwaba. I must confess, maybe a one person, Nanyam Ponsa administration, or more Basse, a Panamica who will be any. I mean, himself is in a crabby money issues as a presenter because of Sadian. But I felt to say, Sadia Mihuni, money in Susiamuno, may Yama Eduma Pepe. David in person said, O can administration. Nipa Baku and Uncle Nima Juma ye pan and a Juma Hotse, David Obenyaku. Within this context in America, in terms of branding. David,
David,
Brandon, Brand, not only says so, the whole Ghana, not only be a bit with now compare, Obenyaku. Now the problem is so about be PR Juma.
What you have for is
no, that
you see, I got communication a Juma. Too huge.
Yes, too, of course.
Bien station bien chon being bra. Say, you know, sometimes cause no crime, but
special advisor to the CEO. But rich,
so also coupled with branding of Kotoko and its high issues. I mean, so said David better effective or Montina Jumano.
Of course, rich, David.
Because all the communications at the Cocan branding.
Rich, David line on Uti, a Juma David Nimi Pania Diamano, the mobile Diabaso. Because Udim, board knew who said previous administration, no. Omu who said a brand Temi Juma. Omu who pa and Omu Majuma, yea. I na breso high sense mun na na breso branding dia brand me jinidi but David the futu am de be me minia me pa choko to kona wa sanya akwanya bam e akwanya o enye obi a ne free mo sanya akwanya bro faso otrim obi anya otamfo utie yen na ye stakeholders including me and am criticize mo no na ye out of love me pe me kotoko yie faso otrim say oba be som kotoko entie de obi ka say na presenter bia na radio station bi ne wo problem. And you know be benya problem because nan say me hu ade bi aye ma me oba pa anwofe dia me penasem ye pa ma Evelyn me da bia me catch say me respect for my healed oh sa de no David picture no e bai no
Evelyn is sorry
odi baba to say pains bi ani ba bia why na pains e ya
kro I am reading me is enjoy it
bro
I'm reading the picture ko to be bia
and me and you tuneful David is a good guy he's a fine gentleman PR the anya ne lie but the lie ni minim so betimi aboa makrobia branding no akosoro ye bom panyimfo abaso nyam port na ye be me education ni about adwuma no ba be no ye betu ye boa church bro finally on media ma de no a piece of good news for Ghana football me boa na enchemu ni o se media ma wa suffer mo be kind the last Africa boy no or starting ebo Cape Coast because that time no na project here $16 million project here na mpanyimfo asase ba no mo wie ti de akoba ni say the first 2 games me kai pa against Horoya and the Remo Stars omo ball ewo Cape Coast but after it no competition na ko nanim no CAF say Cape Coast Sports Stadium no omo who said the standard they betimi host group stage no Cape Coast Sports Stadium meet its requirement no hence na I was say and mediama na ho na the first alternative na the second alternative venue was Baba Yara so okay and the man mediama be PM Baba Yara ha no in a way they believe say be Africa no so munya kwan host wo mo ankasa home a be anka results bi o ha ankosa I am happy for them na education kakra ohuni category 2 no CAF can no be na amanfo ntiase prelims utie rich obetimi about prelims no because CAF no your 4 categories stadium category 1 any rich ye category 1 I don't know much about regional games or fansanka pajo mu na obetimi describe you as category 1 obetimi abo bia leg matches or regional games obetimi but ain't me host CAF organized competitions and the category 2 no dia mediama say no you approve no yes our level na obetimi dia host even youth tournament utie obetimi e dia host so CAF youth tournament any women's football na no national teams no on betimi abo ho eno there no problem now over category 3 and 4 na rate difference ni here over 3 and 4 na e honum na chese wadu ogboro na ankasa e honum no and etimi host even international matches akese so mediama ebedu CAF Champions League group stage baby sa no etimi host patwati ase your international matches kra na ebetimi e host and ninna no akona nim your niam ayehwe edu baby even a lightning system na make us when na won say ehia botre ne atoebo ma education here o lightning system na ye behwe o press box baby or press box station how our media no ye behwe so omo ba omo a lot of space a betimi e dia ye adwuma na even spectators kran so e ba stadium baba behwe games no ya onyema o serious one spectators e betimi protect omo here apart from security are very key so there were a lot of factors okay say kotoko baba ya do baby dag out ya find kotoko sure I see even nkonya ne ade egu hokra no problem hence no say CAF eti free ni sikem I mean any champion ya problem say you know nam say no sorry ni na national sports authority rather and nya sa issue no say ade na national sports authority the o bi na kan wi and no when na no here education but me dey say I'm happy say at least mediama some nice edifice no ebenya akwanya a host prelims of CAF organized competition rich and nuntina de bia na me ka asem bi de mama ni je ni he se onya corporate bodies no back football mo anim say boapa steady Ghana pa me patcho anka stadium be pa na hu ne say e wosoro say nya bibia Ghana ha stadium ba ko na anka wosoro ye pa elenkleo oboase
as go there virtual omo bibia da bi clubhouse those days are not corona in the clubhouse omo
clubhouse
no as go there drew out with professionalism
bro Anglo be catch us say the whole world or no any mining company in terms of assets owo ye pa be catch us say mining company or asset pa enti so steady a the entire near person cooperative for of course yenim say yera mosisa mapaka na ni sika mediama but takwa mindsi omo ye adwuma de bo omo pa
and really omo na bo omo
exactly omo and almost bibia no omo support it rich the army they know say the difference between takwa de ne oboase de nse oboase de the company no a team club ne a company team but takwa de ne de enye company team individual na any there but they feel so almost our corporate social responsibility towards the people of takwa and important and very commendable like more so abaso which and I believe say with time no almost better the expected na nkwa say bedroom stage bi no ni aka say CAF and after prelims no
by in teams no omo bro and that is the more reason as you say in clubs no Africa omo nya ade no imagine Kotoko a qualify for CAF Champions League because of stadium na emiti CAF criteria ninti no ese Kotoko ntimi mo game no Baba Stadium as all travel in the game no and as all for game ni free Kumasi e travel the court in kind
no
the opponent now on the Kwakobo any neutral grounds already young cast say your supporters will come stadium dada. So what I say, it's a day and I bet me they intimidate team no flap on table.
Maybe we would drag crowds so I say have supporters in Sugu almost.
So what I say?
Have supporters in Sugu.
How's the crowd think about one matches no? Supporters about how much more Kotoko no need to Kumasi. And I do game Kobonka.
The stadium no a cost and crowd.
Yes,
serious.
Okay. Ebiana near can pay out.
Yes.
I tell you park. What's wrong with the saying
$16 million.
$16 million.
I go up 5.
Ni
at least
standard
wouldn't cut here would you me to be cry. But it's not made by UEFA for actual no pay no. Some is strong, UEFA Mesramo. Some would teach you teach you a mechanical from Martin Mesramo.
Line no
20 million because the Takwa the assistant. Yenya 2020 Saturday, but you sit low. UEFA
how sure are we
this time
this time they
be making sure say the baby
rich no
because you think 8 be
that World Cup you about 5 World Cups World Cups in now average about 15 million
teams no Africa and eduru maybe yes meje yen clubs no na so omo nyoma yi eno de ho omonto players papa so what I say in terms of management in this and but baby crowd games no cry no cry problem
rested so North African
how do you compete with Ali nominate teams
North African club but states na sponsor no so with that no ba or the Royal Armed Forces yes states na nkasa flight na eba meboa Kotoko na all Africa na sponsor abreso edru baby no
Oko Germany are the same thing
rich o refuse do baby Kotoko ni no adibo
baby a club no one eye nipa na community one omusika na de hwe club no and it's now most of the teams baby out in Hana team na on because usika na de home
so Libya club eba hanuma okokoda tulip and Lancaster Libya for the utie free the flight or dey ben nyina no and your advantage Kotoko nso Kotoko Africa but na sika $50,000 kwa muka isa issue $50,000 kwa
and Siana I go stars ko ball Africa players ne ba omo say omo call Nigeria no omo say onko for the park no ball nu twane
na referee me bo aduana ko ya aduana
player boy Ghana Premier League
rich
some pitch no more so board that
rich aduana ko ya okodi jollof na say referee say issue no
aduana
5 or 6 goal ni ho no
serious football yes yenye na yenye hu bibi se na be ya yeni agudie no but on the mama agudie na ye de ne yem pese ya be ye and am a problem no
so sad yes
so nyema kitin to say training grounds ne baby a bobo ne ade at least baby a Ghana ya dua ya ko work out 5 there Osanka bana at least
wouldn't be so funny
international standards
black stars ba ko mo nya ba bi obetwini this said no doctor Kwame Chio
na no so
ko twam futu no kwa grass anye na place kasasa yenye serious Ghana football na wo akobe say ahwe e be ka de yenni say kanti yemfantwe ahona na House of Folk coach Niboda eye kabo make us say opening na ba do Ghana understand say enche kra ene e dey connect na so no so be start because House already almost started on pre-season no and a coaching so aba be draw almost hwe anim so no so no ebetimi aba be ka eye pre-season no na fi House aboabo mo ho for the upcoming season and so ebenti House of Folk say aka say head coach our town obedi djuma no edi amam asante kotokon so ana ne edi nka ba hinted dada se omo edi David Obenyako eba this time oba as brand and partnership manager edema kuma se asante kotoko ebobo ekuno David dey nanim se maybe administration eba ye no na David eka ho in fact onana ekasa communication team no onana edano na okasa edema ayekuma se asante kotoko at this time okoba no yaye no aye brands and partnership manager edema aye asante kotoko David yama okoba I welcome home in so boy djuma so no ediama asante kotoko na media man so ye nanim say yame yadoma omo na rep Ghana out the CAF Champions League because omo na G League afino afi etwa no edisi omna sunti omna bobo CAF Champions League na omba start with the prelims because we say Ghana coefficient emfa antino there be started prelims abra ya for enum season no there be ma Ghana pa okay we dey minimum say ni na no ye bedu na as say yam kwa say started from prelims Ghana pa the friend of football nation can kwada prelims no ma ba betwe
seniors no to
na prelims no anumina CAF inspection team no ba no so be inspect TNA air stadium no o ma jatum o ma say aye mesremo me pam chow Josh ubekuma Chelsea journalist na churches house
there was
na near the lap
rich that I don't know me be catch so there was an interest
bay ye ni interest back
you see
yeah academy okra me fan ko yesremo I don't know pato story na nyano the lab ye did the lab ye dem so ye fa the lab ye so wada Teflon say Gianni Infantino okay I'm so medin can okay my main can say Gianni Infantino presented a peace prize to Donald Trump for promoting world peace. Remember, Russia has been banned from all world sports competition, but USA actually hosted a World Cup. Hypocrites. Theophilus, me name the Gianni Infantino. Obo bonin am so sa. Sebo maminchia minia Imaria fe. Minia ima awo Germany Hamburg. Ima mfasho yi eni agro kraima. Good morning. Me jide se bibia aboko anopei. Awo aye Germany they say omo lady 2 hours into more awiemo and sa ha enti bibia fine all right na
omo pay transfer stories no achina omo nti
sure achina no kroya tenasia weekend sports no
more updates
ebe more updates on air transfer stories and so no cause you can't chapter higher transfer hub enti only problem crab but imem first na and farmer a bet when we say bet to 10 years yes omoba yomodi 10 years hooray na this time almost say it's your turn it's your turn campaign and abetu ediaba tie abetu say enchena leagues ni dina ebe start wa amane Premier League, Spanish La Liga, Serie A, no Bundesliga ne bo ahodo ni dina ebe be shase and ntiri pesika so ho na fa kakra to akire on the betu dey first of all yan also na so pa ntino udia to sika na odi no emu odu a wonso no ebetimi aboawo and ntimi sew betting company now no me adwuma no drop omo ene ya nebra eye betway ene betway so no e ma me din komo na onso bra ye wura me our football season ni wa beti ewo eye betway na onso etimi enya sika bibiri enso etimi ede ama wan kasa ho anu ase no so say it's been regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply me patcho only 18 years agudie we enya dia onso no ubetimi adibinti aya na wonso no wetimi ahye nso Jeff Macho ma menya birthday so ho na yensori nkofa adom kase no enso mfama ye na tiefo ene awie na mame enweshi Giftlin Sapon Edusei ene wanya 1 year. Happy birthday to you, little gun who fe papa and Giftlin Sapon Edusei enya 1 year nyami shrao na onya okese na trimuponti anyankopon edoma omame Sylvia abena sikapa nina emrem na nyini beye penimpa na bibia do akoma so bia so nyankopon nyini nyina emfa amounti. Happy birthday to you and Giftlin Sapon Edusei enya 1 year and into happy birthday to you. Way every one kasa mame Sylvia abena sikapa and I'm a godfather K Edu and I say you show happy birthday. Eti for yam family adumi no abo yekofa adom kase no etimi edi amam ye ba asejo the Friday edition of Obra at 1 ahima benewa anything make us my set Lady Gold nina no our sofo no matena se the dwumadie no and then some ye dey ba dwumadie no so no eti for one tibia anye onso wa ye ho papa because ene ensama eba Obra show no so no enya asem ke 20 ya no wa tb na onso emu afutu no watimi afa na atimi aboa ye konkran na ya